do. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy garage sale. Upcoming weekend.
We got a weekend coming up. And then on that Monday, after this weekend, garage sale time.
Yes, it's
We got a good garage sale coming up. As always, they're always good. Why wouldn't we have a good one?
Most exciting time of the year.
It's so much fun. I love this. I love getting to hang out with you. I love getting to do these videos. They're super fun. The Mondays, we got a big live stream. It goes all day long. And today, what are we doing today?
Today is unboxing.
Unboxing. We got some stuff to show you. We want to take as many questions as we can from you today. Help you figure out what it is you might want to buy, because as you know, Monday morning, as soon as we drop into it, you want to get your orders in because we have very limited selection of some of these things. And if you poke around, you're like, oh, I want this knife because it's super great. And then you go back to do some more shopping and get a couple more add-ons. You want to buy a knife for somebody's wedding or a present. You come back, you go check out, and your knife's gone.
So
that's sadness. We don't want sadness. We want to have it loaded up today so you can get everything you need right away on Monday morning.
Let's go over what the garage sale is all about.
Let's
start from there. The garage sale happens twice a year. One in this kind of May long weekend around, and also the November long weekend. Twice a year. Oftentimes we get to go to Japan right before. Actually, this time the Owen from the Vancouver store and Kevin finally got to go back to Japan, see old friends, I guess, like of him, like of ours, and reconnected. And yeah, it was. They had a really great time. So they picked up some. So basically, what it is that every time we go back to Japan, we see those people. We find something super unique and something that like what they were trying out, or something like they have sometimes lots of. But we buy those and get it to our warehouse. So this is mostly really unique stuff that we don't usually carry.
Yeah.
Some super rare items that you see them in a minute. But the super rare items, one of a kind, some of the retired demos, special handles, those kinds. And also, we do have actually great deals as well.
There's always a great selection at the garage sale. It's a euphemistic term to call it a garage sale. A, there is no garage. And B, it's not cheap old like frying pans for $1.50. There are some super good deals. There are some things that are on sale. But then there's also just rare stuff we find. We get good deals. We don't mark them up a lot. We just get them out there and turn them around. We just try to do it for fun. And I think we're going to get into talking about the knives we've got. What else do we need to talk about?
Well,
we got some housekeeping stuff.
Yeah. When's the garage sale?
Monday.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. I got it right. Monday, the 15th of May, running until the 22nd. So that's a bonus day. That's a Monday to a Monday. Starts at 8 a.m. Mountain Time. That starts online. And then all of the stores will open.
Yes.
It's available in the stores. Now, the first day is a little different. We can get into more details with that. But the first day, if you have something you see online, order it online and then head down to the store. We actually separate the websites from the stores for the first day so that the people in store get to have a great experience and no one's trying to pick a knife out of their hands because someone bought it online. What is the garage sale for? It's great. It's for you. It's a good deal. It's a great time to buy some gifts for people, load up on wedding presents or whatever you need. We will likely have some late arrivals because we get some stuff from the trips we go on. Inevitably, a box shows up halfway through the sale, so tune in again. We'll have a couple other videos. Monday's the big live stream that runs for about 6 straight hours. As you go through and buy stuff, you can ask us more questions if you'd like. And then Thursday, we will have a wrap-up live stream. That's likely when we'll be able to show you some of the new stuff that's come in if we do have a late arrival.
Yep.
What else? Where can people find this information?
So, if you want to buy anything, go to knifewear.com. There should be a link in description. So, for those of you watching on the full screen, just make it smaller. So go down and there's the little links there. There should be. You'll be able to see all all the previews, all the knives that are on listed are on the pages. They will be available. Again, as Mike said, some of the stocks are offline on the first day because they are at the stores. But keep an eye out if you are looking for a specific knife and are out of stock. It may actually come back come back in stock on Monday. Tuesday, right? Yes. So stay tuned on that one. But today is all about unboxing. So we have all the knives kind of lining up, and we're going to talk about it. This is not really to do all the detail stuff. It's not gonna, we're not gonna like weigh each one. We're not gonna, measure the thickness and height and stuff. If you have any question of those ones, you can definitely ask them. But we're not gonna do like one-on-one. We're gonna talk about them, like a little bit of story.
Why don't we get into it? What are we waiting for?
Right before we get started, we've got one coming right up here, but we have a couple of questions in the comments. This is Sky, by the way, filling in for Nathan this garage sale. I'll be moderating for most of the time here. First up, we have a question from Aaron. Are there going to be any left-handed biased knives?
As far as I know, there is a left-handed Haruki Deba
Whoa, cool.
on the website. It went to one of the stores, so hopefully that will survive the first day. Then they'll be available online. I can't specifically remember which store it went to, but
It's out there.
yes.
You might
It's
have
in
to
the
jump
wild
on it, but it's
somewhere,
out
like
there.
running around maybe.
Maybe we could even find that out for our friend here.
I'll get right on that. Spoon Monkey is also asking, what's a knife and why do I need one?
You need one.
We'll be answering that question for the next week.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's something that separates us from the rest of the animals.
know
You're
what?
no animal, so therefore you need a knife.
You know what we should talk about?
What's that? Knives?
YYZ.
What's that?
YYZ? YYZ?
Toronto.
Toronto. You just came back from Toronto.
I just got back
yeah?
last night late. Yeah, I'm actually pretty tired right now.
So what's happening in Toronto?
We're building a store. Yeah, Kasumi and I have been out there. She's still out there because she's moved there. She's going to be there for a couple of straight weeks. I was there for a couple of straight weeks. 2 weeks I was there helping her put the shop together to get it off and running. We've got a few staff hired. We're aiming to be open at the beginning of June. And it's exciting. I'm so excited. We have such a cool spot.
Yeah.
We're on basically Bloor and Bathurst. We are at 517 Bloor West. It's such a great location. It's a cool old shop. It's a 100-year-old building. Well, part of it is. It's been expanded 3 times. And I am so excited for the shop. I think it's going to be one of the best ones yet. Every time we build something, we get better.
Yeah.
It's been a few years since we built our last store, which would have been Vancouver. So we've learned some lessons, and I think we're going to put together something really awesome here. And Kasumi is just such an amazing Knifewear employee. She's the longest standing Knifewear employee outside of Kevin. And oh man, I'm super jazzed for that shop.
Yeah, we looked at some pictures. The store looks fantastic. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get started, I guess, right? I guess like those people are just like not.
I'm just eating jujubes.
Yeah, I know.
I'm along for the ride.
Those people waiting, very dying.
Let's
to
do
see
it.
Yeah, let's do it.
What
Okay.
do we want to look at? What's first?
But first up, there's the camera right here. First up, it's those 2 knives that's sitting right there. So this is a great knife. Yeah, here you go.
That's not a knife. That's a saya. That's not a knife, it's a box. But in that box is a knife.
This is probably one of the great examples that our garage sale is not, like name. Some of the stuffs are not like garage sale name is very deceiving for a lot of people. This here is, I think you can probably tell by the fancy handle it's got.
Oh my.
Right? So, Sakimaru?
Oh my goodness. I'll just slide that Gyuto under there too.
So this one here is, engraving is the Sakai Kikomori. So it's the knife, I guess, wholesaler company. But this one here is particularly forged by Satoshi Nakagawa-san, and his new pattern, it's a honyaki, Shirogami #1, Shiroichi honyaki, Mizu honyaki with the water quenched. And this is actually, it's really hard to see on the camera probably, but if you look the hamon or the quenching mark, it is, I'm just gonna try to show, okay, here, I probably done it good. It's called the Saka Choji. It's very, it's the terminology is from the sword making, but instead of regular wavy pattern, it goes this way. It's like a little more so this is this new hamon pattern that the Nakagawa-san has been trying, and yeah, look at that. Look at this. So mirror polish, beautiful hamon, and 300 mil sekimaru. What can you?
So Spoon Monkey, if you're looking for a knife to start out with, I think this would be a great place for you to start.
Yeah.
You seem like you're a person of high taste, and why not start with a honyaki?
Yeah. So it comes with the really nice ebony with the double horn, white horn. Mekugi is the little pin right here, and it's very classy look, right? And it comes with the classy saya too.
What's the wood?
This is the ebony.
Ebony.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Yeah. And we have the same thing, but the gyuto. It's very also the practical, right? The 240, but it's not so-called whole mirror. It's the it's mirror on the hira, this flat part, but it's sharpened this part. So it is designed to be used, designed to be sharpened. Mirror polish Shiroichi. Again, the hamon is Sakachoji. It's really, really nice. For those who's watching, you may be able to see them on our website as a preview. The taking picture of this one was so hard because, as you can see, it's mirror. Oh yeah.
It's funny. You might see us. Naoto's trying to look at the camera to see how he has got the picture of the knife framed. He's not just staring into the sky aimlessly.
Oh, okay.
I just looked at our little monitor here, and I see that it just looks like he's staring up into space. He is not. He's actually trying to look at another screen.
Thank you for clarification. Yeah, thank you.
So this is what we should probably be looking at, but you look a little funny.
Yeah, I looked so stupid.
That's okay. I'm here. I will always look more stupid than you.
This is an alien positive business.
Both comes with the nice saya sheath that's like custom fit. They even have the little.
Okay, so you said it's a Mizu honyaki. So that means they've quenched it with water as opposed to quenching it in like oil or air.
Yeah, exactly.
What is there something we should know about why you'd choose to do a Mizu quench?
Well,
quench?
first of all, the something like this shirogami, it doesn't get as hard as when you quench them in oil. It doesn't get as hard as water, but there is more chance of breaking because the water quenching will not shrinks, but it changes the molecular structure so rapid so that there's a part that doesn't change and there's a part that changes, and if that change is like too large, it just cracks at that part.
So the water ends up making it the end result. The water creates a harder blade, a harder steel, but harder to do as the craftsman. So
although the Nakagawa-san,
high technical difficulty score.
Well, the Nakagawa-san though, he mastered.
He's
like we went to see him. Kevin and Owen went to see him as well. Yeah, but he mastered the honyaki technique so good. Like he was saying, his success rate, like if he forged 20 honyakis, like what shirogami, shiroichi honyakis, regularly success rate for a lot of blacksmiths is probably 20-30% at the highest.
Yeah.
He was saying he can do 18 out of 20. It's like that 90%.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
he learned a lot of great skills from the Kenichi Shiraki-san, his master, and he definitely mastered it. So I'm so happy to see his work like this come out and be able to show off these knives. Good?
Okay, there's so many cool things over here to look at.
Yeah.
Okay,
What's next?
what's next? I think we've got something from our pal at Sunihisa.
So, what it is, so here,
Okay, now we're talking, this is a sweet deal.
this is good. So we started out from the Nakagawa-san's knife that was around 3,500 Canadian. These are one of those things that's great deals. All Tsunehisa branded engraved knives are
20% off.
20% off. So we actually have a whole stack of the Tsunehisa knives. I'm just going to move them.
Yeah, put them up here.
Yeah.
This is great. This is a stainless steel cladding on a carbon steel core. So for those of you that don't know much about Japanese knives, they're almost always 3 layers of steel, unlike that Honyaki, which is a single piece of steel. So that's pretty rare, and it's rare because when you make a knife out of steel and you make the steel as hard as you do when it's a Japanese blade, it can damage really easily. And so adding a softer layer of steel on the outside gives you a bit more strength. And so often, if it's a stainless steel core or that edge material, which is the one in the middle, you'll have a stainless steel on the outside. And if it's a carbon steel, which can rust, but does give you really, really nice edge, you would have carbon steel on the outside. Now, we're starting more and more to see as almost a standard, and for me it's almost a standard in my kitchen, is to have a stainless steel cladding with that carbon steel core. You don't have to deal with as much maintenance, you don't have to deal with as much rusting, but you get all of the benefits of that kick-ass carbon steel. So this is in particular, the core is Aogami Super or Super Blue steel, which it's just incredible how good it is at holding an edge. In fact, it doesn't even tarnish that. Oh wow, look at that. That badly. But having that layer of stainless steel here on the outside, so you can see there's a wavy line here, right? So from that wavy line up to the spine is all stainless steel. And you know, this is a basic kind of knife. It's nicely ground, it's nice and thin, it's quite light. This would be a daily driver. I mean, this is a great place to start. And this is a 210 millimeter Gyuto, and to me that's almost the stable right there. If you're gonna have one, get this guy. And it's $160 for a 210 Gyuto made with Aogami Super in the core and stainless steel cladding. If you got a friend who just needs a nice new knife or a little treat, there you go. Look at these Tsunehisas, they're great.
It's a whole selection of those too, right? Like
and a 240 Kiritsuki, and is this a 270 Suji?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, and a Nakiri, and a Santoku. All right, this is great. How do we find these? What are they called online? If we're gonna search them on the website.
So it's gonna be Tsunehisa
Yeah.
AS-S, that's Aogami Super stainless steel. I believe it's got a Migaki
Yeah.
and whatever the shape.
Okay, so you want to look for the picture, but Tsunehisa is spelled Tsunehisa, Tsunehisa, and those ones are all 20% off. I bet when you're online and you're on a website, there's probably a thing that's like knives that are on discount. You can look in there, but yeah, okay. That's fantastic. That's such a good deal. I know somebody who's getting a new knife, and it's going to be one of these.
Yeah, these are a fantastic deal for
Sick.
the quality. Awesome.
What's next? What else do we got? Oh, these are great. VG1. Oh, wow, that's also a good deal. These also the Tsunehisa.
Yeah. So all the piles like on your left, Mike, are all Tsunehisas that we just gonna talk about.
Are we going to talk about them?
Oh no, you can just show them. These are fantastic deals. Again, 180 Gyuto for $98.40 because they are 20%
Oh, yeah, that's right.
percentage off. The VG1 is great. Stainless steel makes it really easy to. It's actually hard, but it makes it easy to sharpen. It's really good, very well priced, and it comes with the Gyuto, Nakiri, and this.
All right, look at that. That's beauty
So
too.
it's the same kind of. So it has like these ones are brown handle and black handle. This is actually one of the newer Tsunehisa series that's kind of.
Okay, let's talk about them because I think
We can probably leave them.
they're very nice. So
'Cause it's-
this is a new
yeah,
Tsunehisa
display them.
series that Naoto's just mentioned. Beautiful handle, like this
It's
blonde
like a
paca
store
wood
grass
collar.
style, I think. Yeah. That's what I'm just gonna leave
Right up
them.
at the front. Really nice, cool look to them. But a lot of texturing, a lot of nice deep hammering along the face of the blade there. I'm a big fan of that texture. I find if you're cutting something that has some moisture content, like a sweet potato, something dense, that kind of dimpling there allows your blade to travel through the food without binding up at all.
Well, you know what I like? It's got, like the line right here is so nice and wavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really cool. They're pretty.
White carbon steel, yeah. As Mike said, white carbon steel. Number 2, stainless clad. It's got a little bit deeper dimples. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, you know what I like about white carbon steel is just how easy it is to put an edge back on it. Even just so, just using that honing rod, one of those ceramic honing rods. I like the white one. I find it picks up the steel a little bit faster, but to put an edge back on one of these on white carbon steel is so easy and so simple, even just in between, regular times when you bring it to the store or send it for a sharpening. But yeah, great edge on white carbon steel. And now, oh yeah, that looks nice. Oh, Swedish stainless. That's a different type of steel.
Yeah.
All right, we got that nice paca wood handle. Sometimes you find that you prefer a heavier kind of feel to your knife, and that's where this Western style handle will be a good choice for you.
104.
That's $100. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's really nice and thin. It's got a nice handle to it. 104.
Q&A.
Like, let's put
All right, real quick. Well, first of all, Trevor was like, "Whoa, is this really $150? Are you sure you guys got the right prices on these?"
I'm not sure, no, but I think we got to go with it now.
And then James was confirming that the last one, which Shirogami was that? White number 1 or 2?
Dos.
All right, that was white number 2, and that last one was the Tsunehisa ASS Tsushime, correct? Cool, awesome. And earlier, Spoon Monkey was also asking what happens to the failed Hanyaki. He was wondering if it's melted back down or if they just go in the bin.
Oh, they just melted. Well,
It's
they
just
don't
lost.
force them back. They are garbage.
When it's done, it's done. Yeah, art
No.
project for the kids, I think. Yeah, like make a dragon sculpture or something.
Honyaki they may, but they have to do another heat treatment to get it normalized and everything. So I think
They'd
it's
have to
not-
like unheat treat it, and
Yeah.
then they might use it for
That
cladding or
may-
something. Or...
No, they have to take a lot of carbon off it when if they want to use it for
Oh.
cladding. So it's
Yeah.
it's like such a high carbon content, right? So
Right.
I don't think so, unfortunately. Did you talk about this?
No, we haven't.
Oh, Algami Super stainless glass, similar stuff as like we were talking about, but it's got beautiful red handle with
Yeah.
Tsuchime finish. It's nice and thin.
Yeah, it's nice that red paca wood handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the grinding on all these Tsunehisa knives. They're nice and thin, but they're not super thin that they're going to be really fragile and delicate. There's not a ton of that
Can we
core
pump
steel
the-
sticking out, so you've got the benefit of
Pump
that
the
cladding
DHL
steel to give
seam.
it that
Okay.
strength. So again, Tsunehisa, not just only a great value, a really good knife, good kind of way to get someone going into a Japanese knife. Or maybe you've got someone who wants a Japanese knife and you watch them in the kitchen using knives and you think that maybe they're a little heavy-handed and you want to back off giving them something really delicate. This is a great choice right here.
Yeah. What else?
Chuka Bocho. This is SK4. This is a nice carbon steel blade. This is a fairly decent size. It's got a nice rocker to the edge here. You can see it's got a bit of a crazy grind there. That's just aesthetic. You can't even feel that. So,
Yeah.
but a nice tall bevel, nice and thin. But I bet you could chop up
like
a roasted chicken with that.
not whole chicken, but yeah, like roasted chicken. I'm just gonna see if there's.
What do you got down there?
No, just looking for the microfiber.
Oh yeah, because I put fingerprints all over it.
Because this one here, SK4 steel is a carbon steel, so it can rust.
We've been getting more and more of these chukabochos in. It's that Chinese cleaver style knife that a lot of times people have someone in their family that they grew up watching cook, and this is the one knife they used for absolutely everything. And you know what? They're a great knife. They do have that big weight. If you're processing a bunch of food, like if you're gonna try and make yourself a whole bunch of sauerkraut, a big Chinese cleaver, or the chukabocho, which is what the translation is in Japanese, that's a great knife to do it. Finely cut ginger, whatever. You can do anything with that knife. And they're also pretty cool. What now?
So this whole series, VG10 stainless steel with the really nice Damascus finish.
Okay, so look at this. This is a 240 millimeter Tsujihiki. This is a great carving knife. Why is it great? Because it looks very cool. And I think if you're standing at the head of a table carving food for people, your knife ought to look really cool too. And this is a great size. I mean, for most size of roast, it might be a little small if you're carving something big like a brisket, but turkey, ham, roast beef, this is beautiful. Those dimples along the side, that's gonna allow the knife to pass through very, very smoothly because it'll break up the surface tension. Looks like we got a rosewood handle. We got some Damascus. It's VG10, which is a great stainless steel that's designed for making sharp things out of the Takefu Steelworks. And that's $193. That's $193. I don't know if these are the right prices. Whatever.
Well, we have
Whatever.
To, yeah, we have to
Okay,
go
so
with
this series we've got everything you'd really need to pull yourself together a nice basic set. Slicer, chef's knife, nakiri, santoku, petty. Ooh, you can't see that. Petty, santoku, nakiri, gyuto, tsujihiki. That covers everything. You want a set of 5 knives, get a set of 5 knives. If you want a matching set, these would all look really great together. These are if you're into club matchy, then this would be a great spot for you. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, we have these more Sunehises.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we have lots of Sunehises. This is like super deal territory. This garage sale.
Yeah,
hey?
don't worry. If you want to spend a lot of money, you absolutely can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Now this is one that we've seen in the past. This is kind of a garage sale standard, this one. Aogami number 2. So we've got that blue carbon steel in the core, stainless steel in the cladding, Western handle. Nice that they've got some details here on the Western handle. They've got a little sort of bevel at the back and a sort of angled collar. I don't know, gives them a good look. That bevel at the back of the handle here does fit nicely in your hand. I don't know if I can get the camera to, oh yeah, there you go. It's just comfortable. And this would be a great knife for a professional who is going to be working in a kitchen and chopping and cutting over and over and over and over again. Sometimes that Western handle gives you a little bit more weight. Some people like that. Yeah, it looks like snakeskin almost. Very cool finish.
They are really well made as well. How it tapers and stuff, it's like super smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
It glides very nicely. I've sharpened it. I've sharpened one of these before. It's got a nice thin edge to it, so it's fantastic. And the prices are just, you can't really beat. Like $150, $148.80 for this particular one. It's fantastic.
That's great. To me, that's like as a young chef, when you need something really good to work with, but you don't have the money to spend because you're in school and you're not getting paid a lot, like this is a great place to be. That carbon steel gives you great edge retention. The stainless cladding does give you some great benefit in terms of the maintenance of it. But what great shapes, what a great place to start. Even if you just, if you're the other end of the spectrum and you've got yourself like a cabin or another place where you go to and you want a set of knives there that you're not traveling your knives back and forth with, these would be great too.
Alrighty. Let me.
Now this looks a little bit similar to the first setup. We had the Aogami Super in stainless. This is a cherry wood handle, red collar, but we do have that tsuchime, or that hammered finish here on the face of the blade. Should I hold it this way? This way. This is the way.
Look at the camera. Oh, yeah, you were. Yes.
Ba-boom. Yep, $200.
Yeah.
That's beautiful too.
That's good.
Okay, these are all the Tsunehisa brand. You'll see them on our website in the sale category. It is spelled Tsunehisa, Tsunehisa. I was close there. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it through that.
Like and subscribe for Mike's spelling bee.
Yeah, right? Now use it in a sentence. This is a Tsunehisa knife. Right? How'd I do?
This Damascus finish, though, it's actually really, really
It's really
cool.
impressive. Yeah, it's pretty flashy.
It's got a nice flash to it. It is very subtly etched. So it's shiny, but it's got a little
texture to it. Nice.
Rough. It's beautiful. Again,
Those are the kind of
great.
knives that need to be on display in your kitchen, like on a wall above your granite countertop. Yeah. Okay, so we got some more flashy Damascus stuff, and then we've got something that I like a lot. I make flashy food. I don't like flashy knives. Okay, so we've got some flashier. ZA18, that's a nice steel. AUS 10, both different types of steel, sort of newer types of steel in a way for the kitchen knives that we've sold. They're a little bit tougher, a little bit more rugged. So we often have this scale that is a good guideline. It's not 100% true all of the time, but typically the higher the carbon, the harder the steel. The harder the steel, the better it's going to hold an edge. However, the higher the hardness, also your brittleness will go up. And so if you do a little bit lower hardness, while you still get good edge retention, it might not be quite as good. You do get a little bit of a tougher blade if you're a little bit heavier handed.
These are great. I've sharpened the ZA18 as well as the AUS 10 knives, and I had to grind quite a bit of steel off. It was almost like thinning job.
Yeah.
And the great thing about both steels, I found it actually grinds or sharpens a bit easier than the VG10. It's like it doesn't have as much like wear resistance, right?
Oh, okay.
So the VG10 may hold the edge a little bit longer because it doesn't wear as fast.
Wow, these are both super sharp.
Yeah, these are fantastic.
It's like they're knives. Okay, this is something I really like because I like these knives. I like how they look like someone just picked up a rock and sharpened it and turned it into a knife, like they discovered this thing. I need to know more about it. First of all, it's like $116. It's white carbon, number 2. So brilliant to sharpen. And I see if you can get, look at the texture on that. That's not from a textured hammer that's giving you a really, what would we call that tsuchime pattern? Intentional tsuchime pattern. This is just a hammer, like a hammer that the blacksmith is swinging to create that indentation.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's
116
so cool.
on that one.
That is so cool. Q&A.
All right. Really quick, I just wanted to address a couple of the folks asking about the refurbished demo knives. Those are going to be coming up later. We've got kind of a little lineup happening, but those I believe we'll get to in about an hour or so. So stay tuned and we will address all the ones in the sale. In the meantime, let me find, I lost one in here. Brad Gray was asking about the last knife that we just saw. Not the rock one, but the one before that. Can the polishing lines that run perpendicular to the cutting edge be maintained when resharpening? I think that'd be a little bit tricky. I think that was one of the Tsunehisa knives that we were looking at.
Is that the Nami?
It might have been.
Yeah. The Nami with the Western handle? The red one. So when you're sharpening it, first couple of sharpenings, you probably wouldn't need to sharpen this flat part. It'd probably be okay to just sharpen the last edge, like about millimeter, or less. When it comes to sharpening a whole, thinning action, this will stay. It is a layers of steel, right? It's not etched patterns.
Yeah, it's not drawn on. That is baked into the steel.
So the pattern may change as you sharpen them, but it will be there. There are certain techniques that you'll be able to get the same finish. They use that I don't know how much solution, but they certainly used a little bit of acid to get the pattern pop up.
Yeah, the answer, Brad, is yes, you can, but it's not easy. So we've been spending a lot of time in the last few years really working on our finishes with the shop. And we've put hours and hours and hours into the work. And so what you need to do is, if you're going to thin that blade out, you're going to scratch it up as you thin it out with a coarser stone to move away the steel. Then you need to go through successively finer steels the whole way. And then you get into using things like sandpaper, and you're trying to even out all the scratches along the face of the blade. And because of that sort of nickel Damascus they've got there, you'd need at some point to etch the steel using ferric chloride. That's going to leave that shininess on the nickel steel and then etch the non-nickel steel. And it will give you that pop that you see in the two kind of tones of the steel. And then you would also probably want to put it on some sort of a buffing wheel, almost to mirror polish it back into that. So totally you can do it. If you want to fall down a rabbit hole of sharpening and spend hours and hours and hours in your garage, like by all means. Or you can send it to us and we can do it. If you live in a city where we got a store, you just bring it to them, they do it. So we're here for you.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk more about doing that, we're always happy to like work with people, help you figure out how you're going to do it yourself. You can always the best way to get a hold of us is through our general email address, which is hello@knifewear.com.
Awesome.
When's the garage sale? What are we talking about? What are we doing here? Let's hit the housekeeping.
Yeah, so today we're doing all the garage sale preview. We call it unboxing. We're unboxing all those knives in the back here. Garage sale is all about those unique knives, right? Like we go to Japan and see those unique knives, meet new blacksmiths, see the samples, or just order like very special one. The Nakagawa knife, that Honyaki, took us quite a while. You can't just like go to his workshop and buy that one. It doesn't work that way. Some knives, but sometimes some special. I was gonna actually talk about the super special knife next.
Let's talk about it.
Change it, okay. But those knives will be on sale, as well as great deals like Tsunehisa 20% off knives, as well as the refurb knives and stuff like that. So it starts on May 15th, the next Monday, 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you're in Toronto, it's gonna be 10.
Yeah.
10 a.m. If you're in the coast, the Vancouver, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. If you're in Hawaii, it's much earlier. So.
And if you're further than Toronto, it will be later.
Yes.
Earlier? Later.
Later, yeah.
You know where you live.
Yes.
You know how to figure out time. Do it yourself. Yeah, why are we doing this?
It's weird how the Earth turns like that.
Do they know where we are, though?
Oh, we're in Mountain Standard Time.
Mountain Standard.
We're in a town called Calgary, Alberta, up here in Canada. Living the dream, as one might say.
And yes, we will start our live stream on Monday at right around 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a marathon, so you guys can talk to us about what you bought or what you're going to buy, or like each measurement. Like I'm looking at this knife. How does it feel?
Yeah.
What's the thickness of the spine? All kind of stuff you can.
So today we want to just show you what we've got here, so you can start thinking about what it is over the weekend. When it comes to that sale, there are some things, especially when we start talking about those refurbished knives, those go within moments. By moments, I mean minutes or less. You need to have like this is like getting tickets to a Bruce Springsteen concert. Like there's less options. So you need to kind of plot your course and honestly get it in the cart, buy it. It doesn't reserve it if it's in your cart. Get it, buy it, come back, make other purchases that you want, and then we can combine the shipment later in the day.
Yes.
So let's talk about what you got here. You got some fun stuff.
So here, one box some of you may recognize. This box is very unique.
I got one of those boxes.
Yeah, this one here. But the both it's got the some special handle like these. This one here is very rare. Like we don't get to see them as often. For those who follows those knife world, they may know this name. This one here is made by the
dang.
blacksmith called the Shuji Toyama-san. Shuji
Oh.
Toyama, and it's a Kiritsuke Yanagi. So Shuji Toyama-san used to work at Tadafusa. He was the former head blacksmith at Tadafusa, and right now it's a Sakai-san. And he retired and started his own thing. So he's pretty old.
Oh,
He was working at the Tadafusa until very regular Japanese retirement age, which is the 60 at the time. I think it's going to change. So he's pretty old, but he learned great skills from Tadafusa, and now he can forge whatever he wants. And this one here is just beautiful piece, rare piece of the single bevel from Toyama-san. It says Shuji Saku on the face right here.
Cool.
And also,
Okay, I want to see this one. What's in this one? Is it single bevel?
No.
It looks like a Gyuto.
It is a Gyuto.
It looks like a Gyuto.
It is a Gyuto.
I'll give you number one. Oh, is this a Honyaki?
Yes, it is a Honyaki.
What the? Oh.
It is a Naoki Mazaki-san's Aogami number 2 Honyaki. What? Number 1. Aoichi Honyaki.
Look at the sharpening on that. Look at that bevel. Oh my God. Ooh, this is a problem.
Because we went to see the Mazaki-san, right? And
Yeah,
we
yeah,
saw
yeah.
how he does the sharpening. So Mazaki-san's very unique, and some probably call it
Don't
weird.
put it away.
Oh.
I need to see this.
Some people call it weird because what it is that a lot of knife makers, blacksmiths, sharpeners, what they do is that they use the big wheel of stones, right? Then they continue on until almost like finishing touch. Mazaki-san, on the other hand, he only uses the really coarse wheel at first, then do the hand sharpening from that point on, which makes this knife so hard to sharpen because it's Honyaki, it's a one piece of steel. That's why you
you're
can
sharpening
kind
the
of
hardened steel by hand.
yeah,
that's
well,
very difficult.
and that's why you can kind of see the little bit of the little subtle scratches, I guess. But that really tells that this is polished, hand sharpened. And I see that they, like the
It's amazing. I'm just
hum on there.
sort of feeling it. I'm just gonna do it with a cloth because it's the Honyaki. I don't want to touch it. But I'm pulling my fingers from the edge back up towards the spine. And so along this ridge here, along the line of the bevel, that's actually a high point. And then it's shallower up here on the face of the blade. I love that. That does something that you can really, I think, really only achieve when you've got something handmade, because he's likely hammered that in there. Your food will kind of ride off of that ridge, and then there's nothing for it to run into on the top of the blade. So you get very, very little resistance as you cut. You can cut very quickly without the knife jamming up. But up here at the tip, there is less of that because he has tapered the blade at the tip here. So it's going to be really thin right at the tip. This is very cool. This is actually, the grinding of a knife can be quite complex. It's not as simple as you might think. But wow, he has done an excellent job. I've got a Santoku from this guy that I've loved for quite some time. I'm quite a big fan. They're not the lightest, thinnest blades, but I don't mind that either. Oh, wait, what's this?
One more kind
But
of
wait, there's more.
one more really cool knife from the Mazaki-san, since we have Mazaki knives here. Yes, I know you like those.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. What's this handle? That's very nice.
I have to double check on that one. But look, it's
Oh, it's
I know,
Damascus.
it's a Damascus. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
But-
I'm
so
shopping.
we get so
I'm sorry.
we
I'm
get so
shopping.
excited. We forgot you guys were there. Like,
We've got a fun question about this. James was asking, how much does Damascus finish contribute to the cost of a knife?
this particular one, the Mazaki-san does not use the so-called the rikizai or the pre-laminated steel, especially for this guy here. So what happens is that he laminates the core steel into it. So that's one of the reasons why it is priced as is, like $13.50.
It depends, James, is you can buy it.
Oh my
You
God.
can buy your core steel, and then you can make the Damascus yourself by chopping up steel, welding it together,
Sorry, I was
forging
chopping
it
too.
together, twisting it, cutting it, spinning it, doing all the work to make the patterns. Then once you've made that steel, you would then forge weld the core steel or clad your own steel. So there's a lot of steps that go into doing it by yourself. And it's, sometimes it's not uncommon, like when you see the Sunahises, is they've bought that steel that's been made that way at a steel factory. So when they buy it at a factory, it's done incredibly well. It's done to perfection and very, very consistently. Doing it by hand is unreasonable. It's not necessary, but it is definitely leaning towards more of an art form and true craftsmanship, and it's exceptional.
Look how thin.
It's crazy.
Like, it's crazy how it tapers. You know what I think though? This one may be really good for like a little bit taller petty knife. It may be too thin for Honesuki. Maybe.
Nah,
Okay.
nah.
Well,
Just,
the bevel is pretty shallow.
just don't
right?
be mean to it.
Yeah. Okay. I guess. But this tapers. Oh, that's
Crazy. The
Yeah.
taper is very
Yeah,
cool.
you probably saw him on the there. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we have some cool stuff. We can't talk all about the
Where those go?
stuff, right?
We can't
This-
talk all about the stuff.
These-
Isn't that we're talking all about the stuff now? Isn't that what we're here for?
No.
Talk all about the stuff.
No, we couldn't talk about the sale stuff.
Oh,
We just
I
talked
see.
a whole bunch of sale stuff. 20% off how cheap
Okay,
they are. So,
okay. I want to look at these. I haven't seen these in a really long time.
Oh yeah. We're just bringing those back.
Yoshikane were a very common knife for us for quite some time. We stopped carrying them. We mostly carry knives from a guy named Masashi, who we talk a lot about. Masashi is of the Yoshikane family. So we're getting more Masashis and we get Yoshikanes, but it's nice to see the Yoshikanes back because they're such excellent knives. Is that 511?
511.
511. There we go.
Yeah. So we have the Bunka.
That's
we have
cool, little
Kiritsuke. Oh, that Kiritsuke is pretty cool too. You can just keep showing
Bunka,
that.
Kiritsuke. So these are white carbon number 2. Incredibly well made. And Yoshikane is a kind of a legend in the Niigata region. So many blacksmiths that we are meeting, you find out more about where they learned, and so many of them have spent time working at Yoshikane, where they have really gone under the tutelage of the family, and they move on to their own workshops. It's really cool to see how Yoshikane is sharing the knowledge and helping to build that region as a knife-making region. They're not holding the family secrets. They're there to pass things on, and I think it's really bolstering that region, and it's gonna continue to be an excellent place to get knives from.
Yeah,
So
lots of knife makers learn the skill. Like Mazaki-san learned the skill from there. We know some of the people like Nihei-san from Fukushima. He learned the skills from them as well. They're spreading words very nicely. So it's good to see that the knives are back like these. Really nice tall bevel, super thin behind the edge. Shirogami number 2 with the stainless clad. It's again really great construction for that kind of knives. So yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we've got. Is this Yoshimikato?
Yeah.
I see
Look
some
at this
Yoshimikato.
new hammer patterns.
That is a new hammer pattern. All right.
Before we dive into these guys, we've got a real quick question.
Okay.
Aaron was asking, in regards to the online not having access to the store stuff the first day, which he admits is fair, when should we expect to see these available, those not available on the first day, show up online?
Thought it's may have been end of the day. We'll double check with the web manager.
Yeah, it would probably be somewhere around 7 o'clock Mountain Time, which would be at the end of the day at the Vancouver store. We'll get a good number for you on that, but it's at the end of the day.
I'm sending my runner to go get answers for you.
Awesome.
We'll hear back shortly.
So let's just take a quick look here at this Damascus pattern.
You mean the
Sorry,
pattern.
the Tsuchimi pattern.
Wouldn't it be nice
Wow.
though if they had the
That is
Damascus pattern too?
So cool.
This is one of my new favorites for sure.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
He's been
It's
trying.
like overlapping circles.
You know what the Minamo means?
No.
It's the water surface.
Okay.
So it looks almost like the water surface after the rain or when it's raining.
Like raindrops on water.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Why not? Why not have a knife that has a finish that looks like raindrops on water? You're going to use it to feed yourself, and you can have this thing for the rest of your life. So why not? Okay, the handles are beautiful. They're rosewood. These are very elegant looking. They're made with a steel called SG2. That's a powdered stainless steel, so you've got excellent edge retention, and you have no rusting. It's a pretty high-tech steel, so it does make the blades a bit more expensive just as a raw cost, but we find people have a lot of success with this steel. It's so good at being sharp and holding an edge. As a kitchen knife, not only is it beautiful, but it's also incredibly functional, and it's the kind of, all of these Japanese knives, once you first start using them, even what you thought was sharp before is out the window. They really redefine sharpness, but wow, this is like artwork.
It's so smooth too.
Yeah.
It's gonna glide through the food so nice, right?
Yeah. Okay, what are these called? This is
Yoshimi
Kato. Yep.
SG2 Minamo, Manamo. Minamo.
Oop. Does that work?
Minamo, yeah.
Because we're showing you stuff, we better tell you how you can find it too.
So these ones also Yoshimi Kato series. We had them a few times, past garage sales. One of my favorite SG2 series from Kato-san. But this, every time he makes blades, he does a little bit of improvements every time, right? Mm-hmm. This one is incredible. I think last couple batches I've seen him making it slightly bit more robust. It was really, really, really thin for the first little while.
Yeah.
And it got to the point that I felt like, oh, Kato-san, you slow down, pump the brake on. It was too thin. And this, it's really, I think it's great. It's the balance.
It is thin.
Yeah, it is thin.
It is thin.
It is thin.
And you're right. There was some that were almost too thin, but I mean, I like super thin.
I like thin knives as well, but
and he's got that beautiful sharpening too, where he's lowering the angle up at the tip also, which you've got a really nice fine tip and a little bit of a stronger heel of the knife, which is nice for how the job works. When you're cutting fine cuts at the tip, it's nice when it's thin, but this is stunning.
Yeah, it's done. Any craftsman, they try to make it each batch better, right? So the this one, I think by far one of the better in terms of how it's sharpened. It leaves a nice, not too thick. It won't wedge anything. But no.
The Nikiri is a little bit thicker, and that's somewhat common. I've found where in general, the rest of the knives are very nice and thin, but the Nikiri always retains a little bit more thickness. And I think because it's so great at chopping things, that's okay. Having that mass is almost what that knife is for. So wow.
Yeah. I have the petty of this knife, and I love it dearly. My mom recently stole it from me, so I hope she's enjoying it. I know. But she doesn't ask for anything, but she saw this knife and she was like, well, maybe.
I think Sky, you can probably tell how it is a little bit thicker.
Yeah,
probably.
a little bit.
Yeah. Than what one you have.
Than it used to be, yeah. Yeah, they beefed it up a little bit, but it was
little
great
bit,
for
but still it's
stuff.
nice and thin. I think it's good. It was little. I was a little worried, like too thin on the side. So
Yeah, and I mean they're at a great price range. Just the 210s at 473. You're kind of in the 400s here. That's a really great price point to be in for a handmade Damascus knife with powdered stainless steel. Like, there's a lot going on here. The price of these is really exceptional. Kato, as we know, Yoshimi Kato is a fantastic blacksmith. So, yeah, these are definitely worth your consideration. Yoshimi Kato SG2 Damascus Kurochi.
So it's this one here is the black Damascus.
Black Damascus, yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Here.
And we got some more Yoshimi Kato. These are fan favorites at the Damascus sale, at the garage sale. Yeah, right. Again, we've got this cool black and white Paka handle. Right? That's not black and white. That is black and red. Wow, black and red Paka wood handle. So alternating colors. Paka wood's wood, but it's also been pressed with a resin that gives it sort of this like wood look, but has resilience of something that's basically plastic. So it's woodish. It's like plywood with lots of resin. So strong and good looking, just like Mason. VG10 is a great steel. We see that in a lot of kitchen knives. It's pretty common. These are nice and thin and beautifully balanced. Look at that. Right? Okay, that's a nice knife. And we've got the Santoku and the 210. Look at the Damascus pattern though. Like, that's bananas. Look at how tight that is. There's so many layers in that. Wow. Okay. These are beautiful. 450 for the Gyuto, 378 on that Santoku. And these are the Yoshimi Black Damascus Red. Is that right?
It's going to be Yoshimi Kato VG10 Nickel Damascus Western. So this label is done by the supplier.
Don't read that label.
Don't read
gotcha.
that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, here. I want to talk about this. We only kept one here in our warehouse. Some other knives are sent to the stores.
Sure. Yeah.
But this is one of those knives that forged and made by the Takumi Ikeda-san, of Anryu Hamono. He's up in his game, I guess, recently in terms of the techniques that he's putting on his tanks. Sometimes how he forges it and stuff. It's over time. It's changed, and he puts a lot more his thought into making knives instead of the just follow his master's Katsushige Anryu-san step. So what it is that it is like really simple. This one's AS with stainless clad, like petty, right? It's really nice and simple. But what he does is that how he forges. It used to be in lots of takefu way of forging. It was like thick when where it hits the handle or goes in the handle, and it has really drastic taper and thin from there. He has been trying actually doing a more evener taper by forging. Right, it needs more control, like some Sakai style. Like he's been taking lots of different techniques. Hopefully, you can see them like this way. It's like really nice and even.
Wow. Yeah,
Right?
that is cool.
Right, but it evenly tapers towards the tip. Yeah, like up in the game on this, especially the forging. So it's got nice torsion here, thicker here, and thinner at the tip. Really nice thin behind the edge. Truly, he is going to step up and going to be great blacksmith.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, he's good, but he's going to become super, super good.
Really quick, we had a question about the Yoshimi Kato Minamo.
Yeah.
GB was wondering, is it hammer forged or roll forged like the Kurosaki Senko?
To be quite honest, I think it may be roller forged. like a Senko. Yeah. To be quite honest. Can I see? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, everyone, so garage sale. This is what we're here talking about today is our upcoming garage sale. That will start on Monday, May 15th. It will run until Monday, May 22nd. We do this twice a year. We always do it around this May long weekend, and we'll have another one in the fall around Remembrance Day. And it's a week of a bonanza. We have tons of knives in our stores. We have tons of knives online. And Monday morning it starts online and in stores. If you find something you want online, don't wait. Order it right away and go down to the store after and check out what they've got. We separate the inventory on those that first day. It comes back online on that Monday evening. Do we know what time? 6 or 7, it'll go back onto the website. You can buy it then, so check back then if you're really into stuff, you want to see what was in the store. And it's such a great time to buy knives. We have stuff that's a really good deal. Like I think we got something that's about to come out here that's just like crazy good deal.
Crazy good deal.
But we also have crazy nice stuff like the first things we showed you, those Nakagawa Honyakis. We get all kinds of great stuff from people when we go to visit Japan. So we bring it back. It's not... You know, what's the difference between what we sell every day and what we carry at the garage sale is just that. It's not stuff we carry every day all of the time. You know, it lasts. Sometimes we don't sell all of the stuff at the garage sale, so it's still available throughout the year. But yeah, it's kind of like limited edition short supply and just fun stuff. So
Some of the you know, launch too, right? Like this one here is a very good example.
yeah, I'm very excited to see this.
It's really nicely, like look at this package.
Yeah, that's super nice.
It's really nice package here. Package is important. Like, see it's all Tojiro. Like,
Yeah, I like it. Let's open one up. Let's take a look.
so it's done very nicely.
Oh yeah. Yeah, nice.
It's
Okay.
very, I mean, like,
How much? How much are these? How much
So-
are these? These are great. Oh my goodness.
these are really good. Like, in all around, it's very simple. They started rebranding their knives. They are called the Tojiro Basics. So, you know, they're kind of intended for people who's never used the Japanese knives before, right?
But it's nice. It's light. It's thin. It's VG10.
Yeah, it's VG10.
It's got the cladding steel on the outside. It's going to be stainless. It's got a nice handle with the 3 rivets, but it's not hefty by any stretch of the means. There's no bolster here, so it's going to be really nice to sharpen. What? Wait, what?
That's 65 Canadian.
That's $65? All right. Now we're talking. That's crazy. That's such a good deal.
Santoku is 60, Nakiri is 60, as well as Petit is 50. So it's very,
Amazing.
we never really had this type of, but the pack, I mean, like how they put together is really nice. You know, it's the,
Yeah, you know, I think if you got someone in your family or your life that's off to college or something, right?
Yeah.
Right? They're moving out, they graduated or something, and they need something to start with, but you know, not too fancy to start
Right,
with.
yeah,
But
yeah.
maybe they're just young people that are into cooking. I know some kids that like cooking that are in their early teens, and they maybe don't need the nicest thing yet.
yeah.
Or you just have a tight budget. Or you just want to have a lot of knives instead of a few really nice ones. There's a lot of reasons to get into the Tojiro Basics. These are fantastic knives. Well, and we've been selling Tojiro knives for a really long time. You know, I have a lot of confidence in their company and the way they produce things. I've been to their factory a number of times now. These are going to be fantastic. These are going to be great knives.
I'm just putting them back so that it looks a little bit, you know, nice on the display. Eesh. What's next, Mike? What do we have?
Well, I don't know. I see. Ooh.
Okay.
Are we looking at this first?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah? Yeah. Oh. Well, let's look at this instead.
Yeah.
Because we have some exciting news that goes along with some exciting news. Now, the exciting news is that we're opening a store in Toronto. And the other thing that's exciting is when we open, we are going to have the Moritakas come and visit us at our new store in Toronto. Very, very hopefully, we're going to figure out actually doing a forging demo. And if you are part of the city of Toronto, I hope you come and see us. And we are still actively looking for forging equipment to borrow from somebody that might want to help us out and spend a day with a couple of blacksmiths who have come from a family of blacksmiths who have a history of 700 years of blacksmithing. So they're pretty good at what they do, and they're gonna come and do a demo, and they're also gonna do a talk, and we're gonna do it in the store, and that's gonna be on the 17th of June in Toronto at our new store. But this has to be one of my favorite knives. I have one of these in my kitchen at home. I use this thing all the time, and while there are blades that I own that are arguably better to some measure, I find the Moritaka knife is one of my favorite things to cut food with. And I judge that based on how it feels when I cut stuff, and how easy it is, and how straight it is, and how well it holds its edge. Just the functional part of what a knife is supposed to be there for. And I can't tell you how much I like these. I think you should get one. We see as many as we can in a year from the family. Yeah. They definitely fall into a category of limited, as to be able to work in their forge and create knives. You need to be born into the family, and that's been the way for, what is it now? 27 or 28 generations?
27th generation.
27 generations. Yeah. So this is a very special family. They make knives in their own way. They do something called warikomi, where they split open the iron. It's not even steel on the outside, it's iron. They split it open, and then they drop in the core steel, and they hammer that and forge it back together. And then they take that piece of steel and turn it into knives. So they're in control of a lot of their process.
So this particular knife is very unique, not unique to them, but it's pretty unique knife it says specific purpose, that the name suggests a specific purpose, which is Moritaka lettuce knife, lettuce. So what it is that this one here, the original purpose for it, you don't have to use them for it, but original purpose for is not chop up the lettuce.
Gardening.
Yes, it is to harvest the lettuce.
Yeah.
So what you do is use this edge right here to insert into the root, or the
stem.
Yeah, stem of the lettuce, and harvest them.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, like chives. Like this, you don't limit yourself just to do the harvesting. This is fantastic little nakiri with super nice kick-ass tip to it.
That is very cool.
Yeah, that's basically it, right?
Ko nakiri.
Yeah. Ko nakiri, and it has the even like bit more proper size, I guess. Like this is just fantastic knife to do any of the chopping with.
I feel like it would work well if you wanted to skin stuff too.
Oh yeah, with that
kind of
carve,
constant curve around there.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah, and we have two sizes, I see.
Yeah.
What's the length on those two?
It says small and large.
Oh, okay. So one's a small length and the other is a large length.
Yes.
Got it. Small and large.
Small and large.
So one is bigger than the other.
This one's probably about 130 mil.
Yeah, looks like
and
it.
And it's probably 150,
150,
160, yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Small and large.
Small and large.
Okay, so these boxes are kind of cool. They look very old. What's going on with these? Tell us the story.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about this.
This one here. This one says O. Oru. O. O is this old branding from the now called Hado.
Right, Ulsakai.
Ulsakai, yeah.
We used to have Ulsakai, and now it is called Hado. And so, I mean, I can tell the Hado knives are really quite a unique thing, and they did deserve a their own sort of new start as a new brand.
Yeah,
but
exactly. This is like not sharpened or not made by them. It was they were a knife wholesaler for the longest time, right? And those stock, this is their old stock. At least they said 20 years old.
Oh, cool.
And when it comes to when I think about 20 years ago, it's like 2000s. I'm like, that's not old. It's already millennium. Anyways.
Just wait. So these knives, this is truly the spirit of the garage sale. When we go to visit, we talk, we get into conversations, we talk about what we're doing, we talk about something like this sale, and sometimes someone reaches into the back corner of a warehouse and says things like, well, we've had these for 20 years and we don't know what to do with them. What do you think? And we say, yeah, I think we could probably manage that.
Yeah.
And here we are. We've got two single bevels. We got a little Deba. What's that, 150?
Yeah, 160.
170 Deba.
170
That's a
Deba.
funny Yuki.
This is Funayuki, so it's a little bit skinnier as well as a little bit thinner, but it's done.
And we've got a Yusuba. So these are both single bevel, right-handed knives. The Deba is, of course, for deboning fish, and the Yusuba is a vegetable knife. And if you want to shave something as thin as you could possibly get it, you'll need to use a Yusuba. That's what they're amazing for doing. If you ever go and eat sushi at a really good restaurant and you get like finely shaved cabbage that's impossibly fine, it's a Yusuba that's done the work. So really cool, and 135 bucks. So if you want to just sort of get into single bevel and check it out, or you'll only use them on occasion but want a good one, these are great.
It's really well made. I did the because it was from Sakai, it was sharpened like a Sakai. It didn't. Some of them didn't have edge on, so I did go through and he did that very easy, brief touch up on those edges. So they should be.
You did.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, they feel amazing.
I did. So it's pretty good. Actually, this Funayuki Deba is the one that I may be thinking.
This is going to be a Naoto knife.
Knifewear employees are not allowed to buy anything on the first day until 6, right?
6 o'clock. Yeah, we got to wait till the end of the day.
First day, yeah. And if there is any left over on this one, I will go home with the Deba.
You have permission?
135.
Oh, you don't have permission. You're trying to tell me that it's fine.
135.
I understand what's happening.
Hopefully she's not watching this one,
Yeah. Okay, this guy we got to watch when you and I went to Japan just over a year ago. Yeah, just over a year ago. And it's very cool. Young guy working with his dad. His dad is kind of a legend. This is in the Niigata region. This is Mutsumi Hinora. His dad, Hinora-san, Hinora father, is not just a craftsman, he's an artist. The steel work that he does, the river jump, the torsion Damascus, just his stuff is so incredible, but it's quite pricey and quite hard to come by. Now, his son, who has been doing this for quite some time, is starting to give us some of his beautiful products. They look great. I like this aesthetic. It's just so subdued to me.
Look at the Tsuchime patterns. Like, it's so pretty.
And they're so dense. They're not light. They've got some weight to them. But they are so nicely made. Yeah, and I can see how I can see how these will tarnish and oxidize. This is the kind of knife that's going to change over time. It's the kind of thing that's like, it's going to be like your favorite leather jacket. When it's falling apart, you still won't want to get rid of it. This would become like an extension of your hand. So we're talking about, that 240 is $540. It's white carbon steel #2, no stainless around here. Incredibly well made, and by a real up-and-comer who is following in the family footsteps, and following behind a giant of a blacksmith, really. So
what I like about his knives especially is that he never really sharpens to make it too thin. Some of the knife makers, especially recent years, that it was like a trendy. to make it edge really, really thin. Because it's, it cuts better, but he still think of like both the sharpness as well as the, I guess the durability, right?
Yeah, I think if you spend a lot of time blacksmithing, it means you maybe don't spend a lot of time cooking. And there, he's definitely absorbing that input from the people who are using it and tailoring what he's doing to the end user, and that's so important.
But it's not thick or anything.
No.
Behind the edge is so thin.
Yeah.
But there is no like much core exposure, like no overgrinds. Like it's just really done.
Well, and like I said
well.
at first, it doesn't feel heavy. It just feels dense.
Yeah.
I know that's the same way of saying heavy, but it just, they're so nicely balanced. They don't feel that way. Yeah. I think these knives would be, you'd get used to using one of these and you'd pick up something else and just think, ugh, this isn't my knife.
I like this petty.
Yeah, it's nice
like
and tall.
I know, it doesn't look like a petty, right? Like it's got a nice tall. It's almost like 150 gyutos.
Yeah, I need a new 240. I don't have enough of them. I only have 3.
240? I only have... Oh, I have more 210 than 240.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right. Yeah.
All right, and so that's his white number 2, the Tsuchime. We also have these same white number 2, Kurochi finish. Not Tsuchime, but just sort of a different look, different feel, different, same knife, same blade, right? But just a different finish to them and a different handle for a different kind of aesthetic. Mutsumi Hinora.
Yes. He's good. He's very good.
What else do we got to say? What else we got to talk about? Is there anything else we need to mention about garage sales? Ooh, we got a Q&A.
Quick Q&A here.
Quick Q&A.
We've had a lot of conversation happening in the comments about 210 versus 240 for gifts, which is kind of something we're going to be talking a little bit more about on our marathon live stream. We're mostly kind of focusing on unboxing, but we were just kind of, shooting the shit. What do you think?
When I went to cooking school, I was given a 10-inch knife, and a 10-inch knife is essentially a 240 mil gyuto, and that's what you use all day. You use that knife all day, every day. And if you're cooking, you'll become used to holding a knife that size. And I feel like a 240 has less limitations. If you're intimidated by the size, or you have a very small amount of workspace, or maybe you don't cook that much food at a time, maybe a 210. But a 240 is really the knife that does it all. And it does it all easily. Cutting a big cabbage, no resistance, the knife will slide through. You've got the mass, you've got the length of the edge to slide through. You can cut a salmon, you can butcher steaks, you can finely mince an onion or a shallot. You just need to learn how to hold it and use it. But if you want one knife to rule them all, it's the 240 gyuto.
Speaking of big knives, any 270 gyutos coming for the sale?
Good question.
I don't know about 270, but I know we got a 300.
Yeah, we have 300.
300 what?
Kurosaki.
Kurosaki. I kind of want a 300 for cutting
If
steak.
it's a gift, like I would argue 210 may be better for as a gift given idea, because it's a little bit safer choice, like for me, right? Like if you were to give someone a knife, and I would prefer like 270, 240 for myself, but if I were to give someone as a gift, 210, it's a little bit more safer for me.
Well, how well do we know this person?
Exactly, right?
Is it your dad?
Yeah.
Is it your mom? Right? I think it depends, but
like,
I think either one of them will serve as your go-to knife day in, day out.
Yeah.
If you're giving it to someone who you've watched use a petty knife or a little, PC coon paring knife their entire life, maybe something that gets as big as a 240 is too much and they wouldn't use it.
Exactly.
I think that's what you got to figure out is like, what's that person going to use the most? Because size, there is some differences between using different sizes, but the point is you want to give that person a knife that they're going to use.
Yeah.
And this is what we do every day in the store is we figure out from that person what they like, what they cut, what they're comfortable holding. And we don't just sell people big knives because we think you should have a big knife. We sell people knives that are going to go home and make them happy.
Yeah.
because that's the best way to deal with it.
Absolutely. Like, like I love to give the knife as a gift, and oftentimes, especially for the Japanese people, because they are so used to using the santoku knife for like everyday cooking, I would actually, for those people, I would usually go for santoku. And if I know that they are comfortable with the gyuto shape that is 210 millimeters, I would go for a 210. But otherwise, because I know how they cook and what kind of cooking they do, I usually, for the gift idea, I lean towards the santoku or the gyuto 210.
Yeah. I think if you have a 240, a nakiri, and a petty, if you've got those three in your kit, you can take care of any job. That's just a different. That's an answer to a different question that hasn't been asked yet.
Also, there was one from earlier. I can't find it in the chat now, but they were asking whether wah handles or Western handles were more expensive for knife makers.
That's a great question. And it would depend on how they're doing it, and if they're doing it themselves or if they're sending it away for someone to do it. I think that the wah handle is easier. You just put it on, right? What do you know about that? Which one's more expensive for the knife maker, the wah handle or yo handle?
Oh, it really depends. But oftentimes, say if you're making the same blade with the yo handle or the wah handle, yo handle is slightly more expensive because not many knife makers have the facility or the equipment to do their handle in the workshop.
Yeah.
So oftentimes they have to send it out.
Yeah, you have to make the knife, then you have to make sure you've got a tang on it.
Yeah.
You have to weld the tang
Yeah.
often. And it's sort of funny, there's this idea that I want a knife with a full tang because that's going to be solid. But in fact, the knife with the Japanese handle, that tang that is attached to the end of the knife is often hammered out of that same piece of steel. Whereas the Western handle, you're going to weld the tang onto the back of the blade. So you got that job to do, right? And then you have to drill holes in it. And then you're going to have to clamp the handle down. Then you're going to have to grind it and shape it. So I think it would very likely be more expensive. And I think it's not a materials thing, it's a time thing and the amount of steps to go through.
Yeah, I think so.
You need the
Yeah.
equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. One more before we move it on. Toby has been asking Naoto what your opinion on Takeda knives are.
What my opinion about the Takeda
With
knife?
the A, not the E. The Takeda with the A, not the E.
Oh, Takada-san.
Takada, yeah, sorry.
Takada-san knives are great. The Takada-san gets a blade forged by the Nakagawa-san. And I find, I haven't really looked like in front of my, like I've seen them on the Instagrams and social media posts and stuff. I think cutting performance is going to be fantastic. He does some very interesting way of sharpening it and pops that the look really nicely. I find from the pictures, I can't really talk of it without really holding it and trying it, but he may sharpen it slightly thinner than most sharpeners do in that region. That means it's sharp and it glides through really, really good, but at the same time, it may be a little bit more fragile than the other sharpeners.
What are these things? These are very cool.
Oh yeah. Don't mix them up because they are uniquely numbered. So
I see that. Yeah. These are fun little blades.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these.
This way. So this one here is the Nagao Kanekoma, made by Nagao Kanekoma-san, who is the people behind the Higo knives. So these are actually called Higo.
So Higo's that little folding knife that we have a lot of.
Yeah.
Just a great little utility folding knife.
Yeah.
Whether you work at a restaurant and need to open the packages, or you have Tim, a guy who worked with us for a while here, he always had one hanging on a string at the door because it's what was there to open any Amazon packages.
Yeah.
These are beautiful.
That's really nice. A unique roped handles like these with the very unique sheath. They all comes with the little bell, so that you don't lose them, I guess, right?
Yeah, and fun for the cat to play with.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah, it's a cat knife.
We, I think, have quite a few in our stock.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Like that's all we have in the website or the online store right now. But the any leftovers will be available online. Each one's uniquely numbered, right? So it's like, so you go there and you find an option, and each one's like matched with the like pictures.
Okay,
and
how much
stuff.
are these?
Oh,
I think that's the number.
oh, that's
Because I was looking at the price and
like-
thought, oh, that's how much they are. But then it was like every one of them was sequentially.
right.
Okay, we'll find the price. Higo no Kami makes these great little pocket knives. This is probably just a little carbon steel fixed blade knife. This would be fun doing outdoors kind of stuff, or just having a. These would actually make a really fun little steak knife. I'll be honest with you.
They are
Maybe not with the bell on it.
$70 each.
$70. There you go.
Somebody in the comments beat us to it.
Steak
job.
knife.
$70.
Oh, $70. Thank you, people in the comments. One day we'll figure out what we're doing. All right. I know these boxes. I have not seen these knives,
Which one?
but I see that it says option 2
Oh,
and
yeah.
option 1, and that usually means we're talking limited edition.
Yeah.
And that usually means we're talking something pretty special. Holy
Oh.
Jesus. What is that?
So this one here is the Hatsukokoro
Oh my God.
Yorokobi line with the kind of unique handle put on there.
Oh my God. That is stunning.
This here,
That looks like a mountain range.
Hatsukokoro Yorokobi is made with the SLD stainless steel in
Yeah.
the core and the copper Damascus on the outside, stainless Damascus on the outside. It is really beautiful. It is forged. You can't really tell who actually forged it, but it is made by these two young craftsmen in Japan who learned the skills from very famous blacksmith. And they are trying a lot of different way of forging it. So it's like, we actually went to Japan and saw the prototype of this particular blade back in November.
Wow.
And they came up, they almost like perfected it in the last like couple months. Then it came up with this particular beautiful patterns. here.
That knife is
So this one is called
amazing.
Hatsukokoro Yorokobi. Yorokobi means pleasure.
Okay, and you said that's copper?
Yeah.
So that copper is gonna tarnish.
Oh yeah, I think so.
That copper is gonna change the way it looks over
Yeah,
time.
it looks probably a little bit more like dark brownish. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And some people call it green.
Oh my God. How many of those do we have?
Two,
Ooh, no.
one or two.
Oh, no.
So this
no.
one is stunning.
Yeah, I'll fight you too.
This one is stunning.
Yeah, this is beautiful as well. Tell me more.
This here is the same branding called Hatsukokoro, but this one here is called Juhyo series. Juhyo means like when you wake up in the morning in the cold winter days in Calgary, and all the trees got the little ice crystals. That is Juhyo, the tree ice or ice.
Rhyme.
Anyway, yep, some terminology there. I guess.
Yeah, rhyme is when super cooled water hits something
Yeah, and then it
solid,
grows the,
and then you
the
get
tree.
those ice crystals
Yeah.
on the outside. That's called rhyme. Yeah.
Rhyme.
R-I-M-E. Yeah.
So
Or jukyo.
Juhyo.
Juhyo.
Juhyo. I believe it's Juhyo. No, sorry, that's Hyomon. Sorry.
Oh my God.
There's another one called Juhyo. Hyomon. Hyomon is also the ice. Means the something with ice.
Well, it looks like
like
what
that.
your windshield looks like.
Yeah. So this one here is different blacksmith from the one before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one here is made by the Nihei-san in Fukushima. He is, for those who follows the knife world, he is the guy behind the Konosuke Medai, the same blacksmith. But this particular model is the all hand forged welded, hand folded Damascus, because if you look closely, Damascus doesn't go parallel to the edge, right? It's almost like foods at the Hinoura's.
I was gonna say it has a little bit of that river jump look to it.
Right. You know why? He learned the skill. Fukushima is the just north of the Tokyo and the Shibaraki, right? But he learned skills from guess who? Yoshikane.
Oh, no way.
So
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he learned a little skills in that region, right? So it's got really nice distal taper on the spine and hand forged Damascus and forged welded in-house. So it's like very, very unique Damascus finish on both ends. And because it's so unique, and not only the handle, we call it option 1 and 2.
Okay.
It does have I have to mention that the forge welding line, it's really hard to see.
Yeah, it looks like there's a tiny inclusion in the steel.
Yeah,
there
so it's like because it's done, it's almost like when you buy the Sakai knives, on the back there's a little bit of Aike or the,
It's like a tiny little imperfection where the cladding steel meets the core
yeah.
steel. It looks like a tiny little hole. It wouldn't really ever be an issue for you unless what you're hoping for is something that is as perfect gets. But these are made by hand, and sometimes they don't get that way.
yeah.
We actually just had a question about this.
Yeah,
Sure, go ahead.
Spoon Monkey was asking, with cladding that thin, you may as well just make them mono steel. No shock absorbing properties there, surely.
This is a little bit more like whatchamacallit, experimental piece that he wanted to show that the skills that he has in order to make the he'd be able to make that folded Damascus.
Yeah, may as well just make the mono steel if you just want that look. But I think you're right that that shock absorbing function you're probably not going to see a lot. But if you made it mono steel, it would also just look like a piece of steel.
Yeah.
And this looks way cooler.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
Right? Okay. Custom handle time.
The ones with the
Okay.
Okay. Well, ones with the middle.
This is a big stack of Nigaras. Is this a Nigara? What's this?
No. Well, this is the Sakai Takayuki.
Ooh.
They call it the Nanairo. Nanairo means 7 colors. So I'm just gonna squeeze this. I'm just gonna show this.
Oh,
one
okay,
really quick.
okay, sorry.
Nanairo means 7
my
colors. We only have one here, here in the warehouse.
But we have others
Oh, we have others, yeah.
at other stores,
So it's basically the
like Calgary, Edmonton, Ottawa, and Vancouver.
yeah, Inox Yanagiba with the different handle. We have like gold, we have green, and those kind of
Okay,
stuff.
so yeah, we've seen those before. Some pretty
Yeah.
bold colors on those different handles
Yeah.
on a stainless, right-handed,
Yeah.
single bevel.
I'm gonna bring more.
Okay, we've got custom handles, meaning unique, one of a kind, very brightly colored, funky handles on a whole bunch of Nigara knives. I've got a Nigara knife. I really like it. I find it to be very dependable. I've used it a lot for over a year. I got it last time I was in Japan, and I've honed it once, and it popped its edge back on. And it's like my traditional explanation to somebody of when should I hone a knife is when it doesn't cut through the skin of a tomato.
Oh, that's the Honesuki, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the Honesuki. It's got a great weight to it. But yeah, no, I honed it once and popped the edge right back on it, and it keeps on going. Now this is a Honesuki from Nigara that's very unique as far as a Honesuki goes. It's got quite a thick spine and it's quite heavy.
Yeah.
But it's not the traditional Honesuki shape, which the heel would be a little taller, and then we would taper the blade straight up into a fine point. This is a straighter edge. I've never used one. I'd really be curious to know what it feels like to debone poultry with that. And okay, this is my favorite when we see these kind of custom handles where it's that combo of the acrylic and the wood. I just think that is such a sharp look. And the way that the handle flares out. That's the first time Mason's ever heard a pun. Yeah, no, such a cool knife. And these handles are really quite beautiful. And we've got quite a selection of them. Again, they are numbered. How do we find these on the website?
So these are they are written as a Nigara, whatever steel like SG2 or Origami Super with stainless. And it says Western on the Western handle,
Western handle.
Yeah.
Look at this bunka.
Oh, that was actually Nakiri, but
I was going to say
Kiritsuke Nakiri.
I was going to say this looks like a Kiritsuke Nakiri, not a bunka. It's
Yeah.
got the length of that bunka, but very like super straight edge.
Yeah, so for those who wants this guy, just have to look for Kiritsuke Nakiri.
Kiritsuke Nakiri. Now, how many of these do we have?
What does the number says?
5.
Then we have 5.
We have 5 of these.
Yeah, somewhere.
Okay, so
Spread it out.
this is the kind of thing that if you hop online in the morning and you want this knife on Monday morning, you get it in your cart, you go to checkout, you buy it, you get the knife. If you put it in your cart and then you go look for a blade guard and then you go look for a knife for your mother-in-law and you got a buddy getting married, like you'll come back, it's going to be gone. So seize the day, put it in the cart, buy it, check out, come back, buy other stuff. Then we can combine your shipment later in the day.
Yeah.
No problems.
Yeah.
Spoon Monkey was wondering, does Nigara do this in-house or do they farm the handles out?
He sends the blades out to get the handle made.
There you go.
That's very cool.
Yeah, but
So nice. Yeah.
it's really nice though. They are I don't know if I can tell who, but they send out to the other knife manufacturing places. Like it's not just random place. It's not random place. But there's another really famous knife making place that they specialize a little bit more on the handle making, so they send there to make. It's like a Takeda, right? Takeda.
No
has the,
amateur is putting these handles
yeah,
on.
No, they know what they're doing.
They don't just put it in a box and send it somewhere and say, hey, would you mind putting handles on it, and then hope they get these back.
It's more like Takeda had the hunting knives with the collaboration
Yeah,
work
yeah,
with
yeah.
some other
Yeah.
custom maker basically.
Fancy custom handle maker.
Yeah. So these
Cool.
cool looking. It's all one of a kind. Each individual ones are individually taken photos or individually taken. So each one matches. Each one matches to the product. So if you have one that you really like, go for them. There's another kind that we have that is also custom handles, so sometimes we get the knife with the no handles. Sometimes we have blades that.
Whoa.
Sometimes
That's a big knife.
We get those knives without handles. Yeah. And sometimes we find the handles and put them on. So here.
Is this Fujin?
Yes.
Okay, Fujin. Is Kurosaki making this knife? We got old Damascus in the core. We got the little, what is this like? What's Fujin supposed to be? Rain?
The god of wind.
The god of wind. Amazing.
To whoever was asking about the 270 Gyutos, this is the 300 you're looking for.
So it's a 300 mil Kiritsuke Gyuto.
And tall. Yeah, okay. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, and it's fucking excuse me, the great price. Like the price on
Yeah,
this,
that's bananas. $750 for that? That is a hecking good price.
yeah. Excuse me. It's great price. Crazy.
What steel is it?
VG10.
VG10 steel.
VG10 Damascus 300 mil. Option 1 and 2. Yeah, that will fly out. Like I know of it. That fly out. It's so good. It's so cool. Again, it's one of a kind. Just go. These custom handles. They have the title custom handle on the product. So either type custom handles. There will be a section with the custom handles.
Okay.
So if you go on the website and there's a button, like sale, the shapes and stuff, there's a section of custom handles. So they can click on these guys there.
Now, you're getting roasted for swearing.
25 cents?
Oh no.
Cheap.
That's good.
Look at this little beauty, eh? This
Before
little
we
guy.
move right on,
We used to have a swear jar.
Devin was asking, were those Fujin the Aogami Super or SG2?
No, that is VG10.
VG10.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Damascus Fujin is VG10.
What the?
If it's Kurochi, that's Aogami Super, and if it's the just regular polished, that is SG2. That's how he kind of.
What is going on here? Option 3. What steel are we talking about? This looks like they're
That's
made
basically
by Hado.
yeah, it's basically Hado Sumi with the different. Slightly different shape though, right? If you look closely.
Yeah, what's the core steel in this one?
Well, it's a white carbon steel, number 2. It's like same as Sumi,
Sumi, okay, yeah.
but the
I like this sort of angled choil. The heel is coming out a little bit further from the handle. What an amazing grind on this knife. That is so crazy. It's
Right.
super thin. This is a laser beam. Oh my
Right?
God. And weighted, interestingly. Often I'm holding a knife up here at just behind the heel of the knife, but it actually wants me to hold it right here. Oh, that's super unique. We got a couple of them.
yeah, we have 3 with the different handle options. You know, it's good. It's really nice. It's got flared up. The bevel is really nice. It's got again like a little bit of cut right here, so that it has more finger space, finger to sit on and stuff. So yeah, just really regular Hado Sumi with fancy handles.
Yeah,
Are these
really
going to be
regular.
online only?
These are yes.
Yes, these are online only.
Really regular Hado Sumis, which is like not regular at all. Their knives are very unique.
So
and
we have like
special,
these 2, like regular Fujimoto 240 Nishiji with some fancy handle, as well as the we found the one
Oh, nice.
Sakai Takayuki Zere Ginga with some fancy handle. So something like that. But you know what's really exciting is the next batch.
Okay, let's see them.
So here, I went to Japan last November. That was just by myself, I think. Because we went there last April.
Yep.
Last November, I went to Japan and wanted to see those 2 guys who's working in Ibaraki Prefecture, who just started their own workshop in that summer, who learned all the techniques and skills from this legendary blacksmith in Tokyo. And we got blades from them.
I'm very excited about these.
So, okay. So, Isamitsu Hamono is this new blacksmith from Japan.
Can you say that Hamono name again just a little bit faster?
Isamitsu.
Okay, that was better. Okay, how about now we try it slower?
Okay. Isamitsu.
Isamitsu.
Isamitsu. Isamitsu
Oh,
Hamono.
David, you nailed it.
Yes. Isamitsu has been. They just did the first year anniversary of their workshop. They learned all the skills from this Fujiwara-san in Tokyo, and they try to. Basically, what they did is that they can do what they took the ideas and the techniques and knowledge from what they learned from Fujiwara's, and elevate it a little bit so that the blade, look at how the bevels are made. So nice and even, so thin, straight. It's going to slice really nice. It is the more simpler carbon steel, white carbon number 1 carbon steel with the carbon clad series. The edge is really good.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
It's very sharp. It's very light.
We got
there's a really nice, comfortable spot for my finger to sit
Yeah,
in there.
right?
It kind of gives you that locked-in feel.
yeah.
Nice ridge along the bevel here. Okay, these are nice. These
Yeah.
are nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Isamitsu.
Yeah.
And we got some Isamitsu with custom handles.
So right now we only have custom handles. We are waiting on the other shapes and sizes. So just to launch, we will have these 2.
So we're going to bring Isamitsu knives in full time.
Almost, hopefully.
As full time as we can get anything, which is never 100% of the time.
Exactly. So hoping to, but we wanted to launch some. So this. So wanted to do something first to kind of showcase their work. So that's the two santokus. We're hoping to get some gyutos, pedis, and nakiris in near future.
I've got a fun question for you guys. Spoon Monkey was asking, since there's 87 people watching that care enough to pre-plan their garage sale purchases, he was wondering if we can put an estimate on how many individual customers we get over the week. Which I think is pretty different week to week versus garage sale.
I don't know. I never really counted the.
Do we even have a ballpark? I could go ask.
It's just like we just like furiously pack boxes for days. And we don't ever really stop and count.
Things just get real crazy, and then they're a little less crazy, and then they're crazy.
Yeah, no, I've never really added it up. There's probably a couple hundred.
Yeah, on like just give you kind of ideas. I think like the Tuesday, because when we pack a lot of stuff on Tuesday, we probably have like 2 to 3 pallets.
Yeah, a few hundred orders probably.
Probably.
But it's funny because it's actually quite slow right now, and I think it's because people know what's happening.
Yeah.
And we always see a little bit of a break just before the garage sale, which is fun because it's nice to know people like that we're doing this because I think it's a fun thing to do, and it gives a great opportunity for people to buy some sweet knives. And it really started Kevin going to Japan. I think the first garage sale had 15 or 16 knives in it. And they were laid out on a back table. He chose to do it starting on a Monday because we really do provide a lot of tools for the professional chefs of the country and around, and giving them the opportunity to buy them because a Monday morning everyone else is at work, and it's those professional chefs that really need that extra bit of a deal, and so that's why we started on Monday, and that's a bit of the history of the garage sale for you.
Before we move on, Michael L. was wondering, is the Isamitsu white number 1 more delicate than white number 2?
The in comparison, white 1 to 2, 1 is a little bit more delicate because it's hardness. If it's made all the same, right? They don't
higher carbon content.
Yeah, higher carbon content. It makes it a little bit hard, but they don't use the white number 2 anyway, so you can't really do the straight comparison because some of them use the different heat treatment techniques and stuff. But it is a little bit more delicate in general sense.
In a general sense, yeah, if you were to just sort of on just based off that one spec, but of course the heat treatment process and how thinly the knife is ground, that makes a huge difference on whether or not something is delicate.
Yeah.
So
garage sale was at the. We got, I think, queued in for the garage sale dates.
Yeah, so garage sale runs starting this coming Monday. That's May 15th, and will run right until the following Monday on the 22nd. Starts at 8 a.m. It's online, and it's in the stores. And it's in the stores every one of those days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And Monday.
And Monday. And the stores are open 10 a.m. until 6 p.m., except Thursdays are open from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. So every one of those days, every one of those hours, stores are open. They will have garage sale table stuff set up. They're going to have a couple of their own things because, of course, the sample knives that get used in the store, we only sharpen them a few times before they get retired, and you'll find those there. So be some great deals of stuff in the store, as well as going to be great deals online. And yeah, what do we got here?
Some
Makoto.
Like miscellaneous, I guess. Not miscellaneous. It's the blacksmiths that we get knives, but not that many, like different lines. So we kind of group them together. Like we have 2 knives from Kurosaki Makoto-san, the older brother of Kurosaki's.
Yeah, and he's kind of struck out on his own too, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Isn't that what Kevin and Owen had found when they were in Japan, that he's kind of got his own workshop now?
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see him always see his knives around a little bit more often.
Yeah, we saw his new kind of VG10W knives with Kodama. We don't have them like at this garage sale, but we had a VG10W before. We have some Sakura, some Tsuchime, and hopefully I've seen his knives Well, let's not talk about it, because I was gonna talk about the new steel that his younger brother is working, but we have the knife that's sitting in the back. So.
I have no idea what he just said. Okay, these are better than they used to be.
Oh yeah, Miyazaki's.
They feel better to me. What's going on with these? These are very unique. There's a cool shape to them.
So Miyazaki-san is this solo, working blacksmith out of the Goto Island in Japan. He learned all his skills from the Oba-san in the Kyushu Hakata region. He was really specialized in the Hakata shape knife like these ones. And I think we order now just the Hakata shapes. This.
Yeah, I think that shape is so cool.
And Hakata, Kohakata.
Kohakata.
Right? I think, what I think is that he is super good at making this shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had an Akiri, we had a Gyuto. But you know what? Like these ones are so much better.
Yeah, they're really like Aaron's saying, it's like they have a beautiful simplicity to them. And there is some indentation there from some Tsuchimi type of hammering. They're not crazy thin, but behind the edge they're actually quite nice and thin. They're really nicely ground. We have Aogami number 2. This is no stainless involved.
It's a stainless.
Right? It is stainless?
Stainless outside, yeah.
Oh.
Makes it a little bit easy to take care of. And he is one of those younger I interviewed him as well, right? Like he's one of those younger blacksmiths who wants to improve. He wants to try a lot of different things. And like I've seen him doing this handfold of Damascus and stuff like that as well. But the simplicity and the functionality, this has its own height.
This is so great. Like there's just like the top of the sort of up and down chopping motion feel of that knife. The mass you've got up towards the tip is great. I think they're really fun. I would love to blast through a bunch of shallots with one of those.
It's got a nice weight to it.
Yeah.
Masatani-san, we've been carrying like their knives quite a while, but they also trying to come up with something new. The handle, it's a VG10. Damascus, actually, like it good. And Tsuchime, it's very well priced for what it is. VG10 Damascus with the Tsuchime pattern, that's 156. And have you noticed their Nakiri is actually more like tall Nakiri.
It's a little taller, yeah.
They made actually Nakiri taller.
So I'd like to say that this little Kosan Toku is a knife that I've bought and given to so many people. It's got this great size and shape here.
135 millimeter?
135. This is a knife for someone who is afraid of using anything big. Someone who only ever wants to use a paring knife. But I like it because you've got a full-size handle. It's not a little petty handle, but it's a taller blade, so you can get your hand around the knife and you can chop with it properly. You're not going to be doing that weird little thing where you're trying to make a paring knife cut by sticking your finger on the spine. Like, this is a very useful knife, and the people I've given it to have been really appreciative of it because of the way it works for them. It's not big, it's not scary, it's not unwieldy.
And it's not as expensive.
It's not as expensive.
Very good price.
They didn't care about that. But
right.
You know what? Great little knife. I got a lot of time for that little guy.
Nao Yamamoto-san. We get like very few knives from him. Nao-san is great. He was born and raised in Osaka. He went to Takefu and apprenticed under the Azai-san, Masami Azai-san. And when he passed, he's got pretty much everything, like his workshop and everything. So he makes such great knives. Like Azai-san's knives are fantastic. Remember like R2 knives with the little textured Damascus on the outside? He definitely. Ooh. This one here is the Aogami Super with the carbon steel Damascus. It's beautiful. It's like simple but beautifully made. It's got the beautiful sharpening job.
One thing I always remember about Asai's knives was you'd sharpen a bunch of things out of VG10, and then you'd sharpen one of his knives made out of VG10, and it just got sharper, and it seemed a little bit easier to do it. However he did the heat treating or however he went about his knife making, man, they were such a pleasure to sharpen.
So yeah, we got some shape like this. Hey, we got a whole bunch of really cool knives here. Oh, it says, Satoshi Nakagawa. Should we move on, or is there any questions or the comments? We should move on.
We are good to move on. We've been kind of answering things as they come.
Alrighty,
Great.
so here, wanna help me open these?
This is really the unboxing video. Ooh, okay. Okay.
So, Satoshi Nakagawa-san, again, we talked about it in the first thing in our video, like this live stream. Very talented blacksmith who learned his skills from the Kenichi Shiraki-san. He took over this exact same workshop from him. He can do a whole bunch of different, he can forge different steels and type of steel. Is that the same thing? Yeah, that's the same. Steel. He can do like VG10, Ginsan, Aogami 1, 2, Shirogami 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and all kind of stuff. And so as a Honyaki. This here is the his series of the Shirogami number 1 with Damascus.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at this. It looks almost like a Yanagi, but you pick it up, it is double bevel. It's got this beautiful Damascus all the way through. And it's thin and pointy, like it's a little needle. Like, what a beautiful knife. This feels so good. I think as a slicing knife, I worked in a restaurant for a long time, and you're often cooking steaks or cooking meat, and then you take it off and then let it rest, and then you slice it and serve it sliced. This would just be such a beautiful knife for that task.
Yeah, so like these ones are fantastic. It's Aoichi Aogami number 1 with the no stainless but Damascus finish. It's got a clear, nice shinogi to it, nice tall shinogi. Oh, the shinogi means a little bit bevel right here. Really nicely done. Sharpened by the Morihiro family. It's for those who knows about the sharpener, is pretty famous sharpener there. And it's not gonna end right here. There is one.
But wait, there's more.
So this one here, it's slightly more than these because it is forged by the same blacksmith, sharpened by different person.
It sure is. Yeah, look at that.
Right? Like you can tell clearly. But
what a difference.
this one here is forged by Nakagawa-san, sharpened by Naohito Myojin-san. I get to go to see him in person along with the...
Now, would this be the same blade? Like if Myojin-san had sharpened this one, it would...
Yeah. It will look the same.
Okay, let's look at this closer, because that's very cool to see that you've got two knives made by, 3 different people are involved in this. We have one blacksmith and 2 sharpeners. So the blacksmith has made the blade, done the forging, made the Damascus, right? Put these 2 knives together, and they've been shipped off to 2 different people for different sharpenings. And look at the difference that makes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and of course, like you can see, this finish is like done so much. I wouldn't use the term better, but the finish is like it's got a more polish to it, and probably done more steps to achieve this. So it
definitely has a more refined. There's a little bit more finesse look to it. However, as a person who sharpens and uses knives, I like having this bevel like this, because when I go to resharpen it, I can lay it flat down there, and I'm not having to worry about mirror finishing these knives. And so, I think that's so interesting to see the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's all Nakagawa-san's knives, like from small petty all the way to like Sujikis are good. Sujikis are really cool.
The Tsujihi is very cool.
Yeah. I
Okay.
Like okay.
Nakagawa.
Nakagawa-san.
Nakagawa-san. Alrighty. We have some more knives, more Hatsukokuros.
Yeah,
We have a lot more knives to go through here. Look at this. Look at this.
So those ones you haven't seen those either, maybe? May have been, may not.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's just, that's the Kumokage. I was more thinking something like this.
Oh.
That's Komorebi. Oh, this is actually pretty good. I think we're missing I'm gonna grab a few more Hatsukokuro. Yeah, yeah.
Kurokaze. This is beautiful. This wood handle is very nice. Oh wow. All right.
Since, yeah,
all right.
I thought it's gonna be slightly different.
So this is white number 2. But look at this beautiful handle. That looks like a maple. The green little accents on it. Tell me more about this. What is going on?
So the Hatsukokuro is this brand who seeks really, really good blades from different knife makers and manufacturers, right? The mainly blacksmiths in different regions. So that, so like someone like this, that particular Komorebi, and this one here, the name, the Yoake, these two are made by the same knife maker. There, the if you look from the spine, like look how, like
Whoa.
look how
That is
Thick
chunky.
and make it really like tapers it really thin here.
Wow.
It's probably almost like 5 mil thick or something, right?
Yeah.
Again, this is I think I can tell it's the same guys who are making at the Yorokobi series with the copper Damascus. So these were really made very similarly. This one has a little bit more exaggerated like thickness right here. It's got a nice chunk feel though, like, but the super tall bevel and super thin behind the edge, right? So it gets cut really, really nicely. So that's this one. It's not as thick on the spine, but nice tall bevel, thin behind the edge. The even finish on the both sides, it's going to do really, really good job on the cutting.
And beautifully
Yeah.
polished.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
This one
mirror.
here.
All right. Now.
So you wanted to talk about, we want to talk about this
that's
one
neat.
here. So this one here is made by a blacksmith in Tosa area, and it's really simple, right? White carbon number 2, stainless clad on the outside. Handle is actually, I like that combination of the handle. With
Yeah, it's nice.
And it's a 317 for 210. We have some other shapes like Santoku from this as well.
And this is the Hatsukokuro Kurokaze.
Kurokaze means black wind. So yeah, that's really nice thin behind the edge. We probably know about Kumokage, so let's skip. But here, the Shirahama, I think it's a Shirahama. Shirahama means white sand beach.
Yeah.
Made in Sakai. White number 2 with the, I believe stainless clad. Oh no, it's a carbon. So white number 2 with the regular carbon steel on the outside. So it's gonna rust. Fit and finish, it's not the best. What they try to make is the knife that's made out of the white carbon steel, forged in Sakai, and make it reasonable. $235 for this particular line. What I mean by the fit and finish is not the perfect, is that the coarse steel exposure on this side is not as nice. Not as thin behind the edge as say other like.
But that's going to make it a tougher blade when you've got
Exactly.
more of that cladding down towards the edge.
Yeah. So it's a good knife that if you want to try out some of the. We have this Kurosagi made by Moto Kyuichi-san in the in Kyushu area. the Aogami Super with no stainless, the whole carbon steel. We had a few different lines with the shapes before. These are Santoku and Nakiri today. Beautiful. It's like nice tall bevel, nice and shiny.
Yeah, how much are these guys?
This one here is $230 for our super blue carbon steel.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
like
some nice carbon steel
fantastic.
blades, yeah.
Yeah, it's good price for what it is, right? The Moto Kyuichi-san, yeah. So they are really well priced. I think one of the probably best priced Aogami Super knives that we have in our in this selection right now. The other way. Here. Oh, yeah,
I really like these and I'm very excited to look at them. They're probably exactly like they were last time. But this is Mazaki. He's a great blacksmith, and this is one of those things we get here at the garage sale. We would get his knives all of the time if they were available all of the time, but he's a one-man show. Man, they're just so pretty. Look at this. Nice taper here at the focus camera. Right here at the spine, that really beautiful taper gives you something very comfortable to hold on to, as that taper just fits right underneath your thumb and forefinger when you grab the knife here at that balance point. Beautiful hammered finish with that kurochi finish. These are full carbon steel, and that'll change over time. Some of that'll flake off and you'll scrub some of it. But again, like Naoto was saying earlier about this blacksmith, the way he is building the knife is he hammers it out, but then when he goes to sharpen it, he only uses power tools once. He uses a coarse wheel to grind down the shape. The rest of the time he's doing it all by hand, and that's because he wants to have a result that makes it easy for us at the end of the line to resharpen it. So there's no hollow to the edge. It's got a nice sort of convexity to it. And so when it comes to resharpening the knife, it's built in that it's going to be easier for you to do that. So $350, that's $350 for a 240 mil. It's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
pretty good price there, and $330 on a 210. Wow, you know, like
that's
and look at the taper up here at the tip, like just beautifully put together. Nice feel. They're not lightweight laser beams, although that Nakiri, holy. Some beautiful knives again from Mazaki. Such a cool guy. He's a younger guy. He traveled around Japan. He was doing leather work. He ended up in Niigata. He decided knife making is what he wanted to do, so he settled down. Bought himself a 1996 Suburban. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
it was like front yard, and he's got this just like massive vehicle to drive around in a country where everyone drives cars that are like barely bigger than a go-kart.
Yeah.
So he's just a neat dude, and I really appreciate his work and how he thinks about the end user.
Yeah, I love how he makes the really nice flat. There's no like low spots, but it's got a nice convexity to it.
They're so even. Yeah, really good value. There's a lot going on here for $300, $400. Yeah.
Well, they're talking about value though.
How many of these did we get? Is there going to be one left at 6 o'clock?
Probably.
Oh.
So talking about value, this blacksmith, Kyohei Shindo-san that we have for the next, it's got really great value to it for sure. The Kyohei Shindo-san, very similar story. He was actually from Hokkaido.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and went to university in Okinawa, all the way south, and wanted to become a blacksmith. So he was looking for some places to work. So he ended up going to the Tosa area. That was the he had this image of blacksmith, right? And he tried other places, but his image of being the blacksmith was very close to what they were doing in the Tosa. So he settled. He didn't find any like places that he can work for. So he actually started working as the wholesale company. Like I've actually it's like funny. I've emailed him before while he was working as a wholesale company selling axes
Oh yeah.
out of that place. And I was like going through the email, like, Shindo Kyohei, that sounds familiar. Anyways, so he started his own workshop. He took over the very old retiring guy who was retiring and took the whole place up. So it's really, I guess, like very simple. Still, it's got really nice, like thick spine, tapers it down. Like really thin edge, simple carbon steel, blue #2 with the no stainless on the outside. It's got a little bit rougher texture left in it.
Absolutely, it does.
That is cool, right? It is not the best fit and finish per se. $136, that's great. We actually switched the handle though. We didn't, but we asked them because it's got a plastic collar before.
This is the Paca wood collar.
Yeah.
Yeah, the plastic collar doesn't feel quite as nice. It's a way to save yourself $20-50 on a knife, but at $136 for each one of these with blue carbon steel, hammered by hand, like you're looking at something pretty nice.
Yeah.
You're going to be, if you just want to dip your toe into the world of carbon steel, full carbon steel, this is a great place to do it.
Yeah, these are fantastic. I can't remember how many, but we got a few of those guys. So like for those who wanted to like feel and dip your toe into the carbon steel hand forged knives, these are a fantastic place to start.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Any Q&A there?
No, everyone is asking stuff that we can answering things.
Okay.
Okay, so another Hado. We did talk about, is that a third time we were talking about a Hado? No.
Yeah, I think so. We had the Ul Sakai old
Oh
stock.
yeah, right, we did, yeah.
We had the Hado with the handles.
So these were called Dole series. I don't want to call it series. You know, they have Nomura-san, the new, he's been there for a little while now. Nomura-san, who is the kind of working under the Maruyama-san, he was learning, and they actually got another new guy working for the company as well, Tsuda-san. But so part of training, they have to sharpen some knives, right? Part of training, and first couple batches will be really, really bad, and it's not gonna, it's too thin or convexity or anything like that. This Do series, it's not Hado, it's a Do, means the road still. It's one of those knives that's kind of helping those apprentices to work on. This is sharpened and finished by those apprentices. So it's not Hado.
I see. Yeah. This is their apprentice series.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So good, but not quite up to the Hado standard.
But this
I
one,
mean,
it's
this
really,
is pretty
really
amazing.
Good. Yeah.
So you get a Hado knife for $280 for this little petty.
And $339 for
okay, that's a find. That's a real garage sale find right
Yeah.
there.
So like
that's a lot of value.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a discount like 20% off kind of on this product, but this is the thing. There's probably only a few of them. It's not a thing that you'd see often. We've got a box of them.
And we make sure that
These will get scooped up quick because that's real garage sale value right there.
And we make sure that there is no overgrind or too much core exposure and stuff like that. We just like try to kind of.
Well, and it's funny. From what I know from Maruyama-san and Hado, like they're not going to ship you anything that's not great.
Yeah.
They might not ship you what is outstanding, right? Or they would. That would be the Hado. But wow, these are really lovely.
So those are those series, and also we have the Hado. That's kind of their regular line that we don't usually carry. And that's also something that we wanted to kind of sometimes feature or bring, right? Something like a, Hado single bevel series. So this one here, white #2 with the Kiritsuke no Sakimaru Yanagi, 210 millimeters.
This is beautiful. It's very skinny.
Sakimaru, yeah. Forged by the Tanaka-san.
Oh yeah.
And sharpened by, not actually, the Hado single bevels are not sharpened by Maruyama-san. It is sharpened by Nomura-san.
Oh, really?
Nomura-san is one of those sharpeners, like almost like a legend in that area as well. Like for those who loves to watch the YouTube videos, and there's a Japanese guy who goes around the knife stores and stuff. He did the feature on the Nomura-san from Sakai, and yeah, he was going through a lot of cool stuff. But we have 3 different shapes and sizes, 2 Kiritsukes and 1 Sakimaru. I love this. Such, nice size.
That's a really beautiful knife.
Yeah.
Like they feel really nice. That 210 though is something special. That's very cool. This is the 270 here. Amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to have something, different.
That is different. That's very unique. They're in the 550 for this 210, up to 680 for the 270. They're very nicely built. These are special too. Like all the things that come from Hado, they're just incredibly well put together. What do we got next, Naoto?
We have. You went to see Munetoshi. We went to see Munetoshi.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, we did. The sickle maker.
Ooh. So yeah, we watched this guy. It was a fun workshop to be in. He used to have a workshop with a lot of employees, and it was all run off this one single long drive shaft in the ceiling.
And he had like how many?
And he had, there was like big leather belts that would drive the machines off this one drive shaft on the roof. And it felt like you're kind of in Doc Brown's workshop. And he'd fire it up and everything would start chugging away. These belts would be running and flapping, and then he'd run over to one machine and do some work off one machine. And then he'd go off to the next one to do some different hammering or whatever it was he was doing. And it was fun because he obviously got sick of wondering where his glasses were, so he had a pair of glasses at every station, at every machine. It was very cool. But
So we had his knives, like occasionally for the garage sale we get his knives because production and stuff like that are not that huge. Really nicely well made. It's nice tapers, really thin blade, but he he's one of those blacksmiths, like he's pretty old, right? But he doesn't stop. He likes to do something different. Like I've seen his work on Kurochi, the black finish, like some other companies have. I've seen some of the Honyaki blades, but here's something that he's never done, and we are able to
okay, so this is regular Munetoshi. We got white number 2 in the core. Is it stainless on the outside?
I don't
Or is it straight?
think
Carbon.
it's straight.
Carbon, straight up white carbon.
Yeah.
This is a very traditional looking Japanese knife. We
Yeah.
have polished blade.
See your finger. You can't see what you're pointing at. Awesome.
Polished blade, magnolia wood handle, very traditional, very nicely made.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's do the fancy one.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we said what we need to say about
So,
those guys.
Here.
Boom.
It's black, but if you look closely, it's got nice tsuchime hammer pattern on them. Yeah, look. This is what it's a new things that he tested out, I guess. Like I don't know if it's in a full production or anything, but he wanted to test some different style out. So we managed to get Gyuto 210, and I would say Gyuto 180. Yeah, on these guys. It's a really unique piece.
I like a
One-off
Gyuto
almost.
180. It's a nice size of knife.
Yeah.
Okay, so Munetoshi
Kurochi-
doing something new.
Yes. Well, he likes to do like something new.
Experiment and stuff,
I
yeah.
love him. Like again, like he was using the different hammers for just one process at a time. He just moves.
Yeah.
Usually, like they change the hammer head or something, but
Yeah, he's just got a big shop and it's just him,
Yeah.
so he moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool. All right.
Alrighty. Everyone bored yet? No. Okay, something that we didn't get for a little while. You guys really.
Sorry, Aaron. We'll try to keep screwing up your list here if we can.
So.
Okay, yeah, this is a great size. Look at that.
The ones that we hadn't got for a little while.
This is like a paring knife on steroids. Petty 150. This is like Gyuto 150. What a great shape. I have a couple knives that are this size and shape. Sometimes you just want to cut up something small, one thing, maybe a couple, like a pepper and a cucumber or something. This is such a great size knife for that type of job, especially cutting softer things.
So who is it?
Who is it? Whoa,
Yeah.
Gihei.
Yeah. So Gihei-san.
Listen, Gihei knives are great. They could do some stuff that made them a little prettier and then charge twice as much. They make excellent quality, and they're like totally undervalued. Yeah, this one's cool with some green in it. It's natural in the wood.
Well,
so these are Aogami number 2
with stainless on the
with
outside.
stainless cladding on the outside. And now,
Yeah, we have a HAP 40 series. HAP 40, HAP 40, like some, I guess like high-tech steel. It's a powder metallurgy, one of the hardest steels in the knife making world right now. It's going to hold this crazy amount of time. There aren't that many people uses the HAP 40 to produce knives with. As far as I know, there are like probably less than 5 people using the HAP 40 to make knives with.
I know a couple people that are longtime Knifewear customers. We had HAP 40 from Gihei for a while, years ago. And I know a couple people that are real knife collectors that have had really expensive, very big names, very fancy knives. And I remember a couple of them saying, oh yeah, my Gihei HAP 40 Nakiri, that's the knife I use all of the time. That's their one knife that's on the shelf constantly while they rotate through this beautiful other kind of collection. But to me, that says something. I think they're a bit of an unsung hero. I think they're plain looking. There's nothing really exceptionally beautiful about them. They're just a knife, except they are just a kick-ass knife.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
Okay.
I gotta agree. Oh, I think this is what a lot of people are looking for, and I only have 2, but we have more.
Where are the more? This must mean that you're talking about refurbished knives.
Yes.
Well, refurbished knives are pretty popular at this little garage sale of ours, because
I just had this
what happens is
doesn't have a price.
we get these knives, we put them on the walls, we buy these things, and we use them as our sample knives for customers in the store to try these knives. And occasionally we have customers who damage things or something happens and someone returns a knife. So we fix them up and then we sell them at a crazy good price. And Naoto is the one who fixes them up. And if you know anything about Naoto,
That's a pricey.
he's practically a craftsman himself when it comes to grinding knives and sharpening things. So the treatment that these knives get, I think sometimes makes them better than when they were brand new. However, the price is certainly not that.
Something like this guy here, Fujimoto Gyuto 210. How you find those knives is that there's one product. It's called the demo retired refurbished knives. It's like all under one product, and there is it's a drop-down menu. It is not activated yet, but there will be a drop-down menu, and you'll be able to choose the knife. Some have a different discount rate, not all the same, because some like this.
Okay, so there's only one product online, and you have to go and choose a variant of that product in a drop-down menu.
Yeah.
And in that drop-down, there is the price. Now, when you change it, do you see a picture for every single one of these?
Absolutely.
So when you change it, you get to see exactly the picture of what you're going to buy.
Yeah.
And then you put that in your cart, and then you press buy, and then you go, because these go faster than absolutely anything else does on the garage sale.
The discount rate varies.
Yep.
Anywhere from like 30 to 50.
Wow. Okay. Percent.
Yeah, percent. Something like that one is one of those low. The discount rate is lower than the.
So this is Akiri
Akiri.
Yeah.
It basically was almost brand new. All I did was clean the blade, sharpen the edge, buff the handle.
So basically brand new.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Akiri is a fantastic.
Or something
blade.
like this. It needed.
Oh yeah. What is
It's
that?
it's kind of opposite of what it is. Like more work needed.
You made that knife. I am suspecting was a lot bigger than when it.
It needed a lot more grinding, a thinning blade. Like a lot of work went into it. Although it's
$58.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
price to go. Price to go. Something like this, the Takamura. Regrind so it doesn't look as nice. Thin it and reground it, and it's not as thin as original, but it still does pretty good. 194 on this guy here.
Beauty.
All of them do have pictures. Something like
So yeah, scratch and dent, refurbished, whatever you want to call it.
this one's kind of cool.
You're gonna find some of the best deals.
Didn't we do a video on this one? Was this handle on this some kind of? No, okay.
It was the.
Okay. This here, Koishi with the fancy handle, completely refurbished on the bevel, and I think it came with a tip broken or something, so regrind and everything. So it's
Almost looks like a Santoku on the tip now.
yeah.
Okay.
So we have a whole
We have lots of
section
those.
on that.
Again, the garage sale is going to start on Monday. It starts at 8 a.m. Mountain Time on the 15th of May. It's going to run all the way through till the following Monday, which is the 22nd. Great deals, as you can see. Some of these scratch and dent things, they're going to go as fast as anything else goes. The sale runs for the whole time. It's not just the Monday. The Monday is a big fun day. It starts out, we'll be running a live stream starting at 8 a.m. or 7:30, I think it is. And we're going to be here live answering your questions as you're shopping. If you want to know more stuff, you just get online. You shoot us the question. We'll grab a knife. We'll measure the thickness. We'll put it on a scale and weigh it. Whatever you need to know, just let us know. And then you can choose the knife as you're going. And then we will do that most of the day. It goes on sale 10 a.m. in store, whenever the store is open, which is 10 a.m. Calgary, Edmonton, Ottawa, and Vancouver. We will be having a Toronto store. It's not going to be open in time for this garage sale. You'll see the Toronto location open at the end of the month, but you'll see it for garage sale in November. And then you see us again on Thursday. We do another live stream on Thursday, kind of follow up. Sometimes we get some stuff that'll roll in later in the week, and so we'll have another follow-up live stream on Thursday.
John's been waiting patiently for us to talk about the Kogetsu scratch and dent.
Kogetsu.
Oh,
Let's go getsu the Kogetsu.
I can do the Kogetsu, yeah.
Sorry. Yes. Sorry.
Mike's had a long week.
It's been a bit.
So the Kogetsu, right?
Oh, this is oh yeah. This is the scratch and dent you want.
Oh, scratch and dent Kogetsu. Scratch and dent Kogetsu is actually in the Ottawa store.
Okay.
They wanted to put that on the website, so we
Womp
don't have
womp.
that one.
Okay.
So call Ottawa store if you want a picture of it.
And seriously, if you want a picture of it, call the Ottawa store and
They
ask them.
they
and they'll send
open
you
they
pictures.
open on the they open on the weekends anyway, so they should be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's one. Yeah.
Sorry we didn't have that to show you right away, but yeah, we can certainly get it for you. And tell us more about the Kogetsu.
So Kogetsu is made by the Doi-san. You know the Itsuo Doi-san.
How much is it?
May want to take a look at the website. I'll look because
Yeah, Doi's a pretty phenomenal blacksmith. There's not a lot of those knives out there in the world. they kind of generally start around the 500 to 700 mark. Having one in the refurbishing's pretty rare occasion.
I think it's one of those either demo or something. I have to double check on the story.
Okay, while you're looking into that, let's look at these Munishis. This definitely falls into that great category here at Garage Sale of something that's super good value.
Yeah.
Munishi, is this Tosa?
Yeah.
So Tosa is in the Shikoku Island. It's a great little place for knife making. Often you see this Kurochi style, not overly finished. It's not definitely far from the Sakai style. This is a piece of steel hammered into a sharp blade that's been forged, and you get a great knife for a great value. So we've got Munishi-sen. We're looking at $225 for a 210 Gyuto, $198 for the Santoku Nikiri. But this awesome petty, look at this big tall petty here, right? This guy's like that mini Gyuto style. This almost looks like a Deba shape.
You know what it
right?
says?
What does it say?
It's a Gyuto 120.
It says Gyuto 120. Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
Yeah.
And it's nice. I have a lot of time for this kind of knife. Again, it's that little knife that you can do a lot with because it's not skinny and narrow. So you can do a lot of chopping when you go, like if you need a knife to take traveling or something, this is such a great option. It's not going to do what that narrow, thin, slender knife does, like a boning knife, how some petties are really good for deboning things. But if you just want a short knife for chopping stuff, yeah, right on.
When we first got this one, I thought they mislabeled it. Like, there isn't it, a Gyuto 120.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's a 210.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it gets here like, oh, it is 120 Gyuto. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
that is pretty cool.
I actually get to see the Muneshi-san down at the Tosa.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's really nice workshop. It's in a, they are just beside the road that's so narrow that the you don't know if it's like you are actually able to turn it into like
yeah, right.
So
you feel
narrow.
like you should probably be on a horse instead of in a car.
Yeah, yeah. But it's got a really nice, well organized workshop.
Yeah.
Beveling is really
Really
good.
nice and really even, the bevel.
Exactly.
We're always grabbing knives and feeling them along the edge this way to see how even it is from the, the tip to the heel, to see how it tapers in the left and the right side. So that's what we're doing as we're running our fingers along the blade there, sort of seeing how thick they are.
Super thin behind the edge too. This, 198. Oh, and it's Aogami number 2 with the stainless clad.
Oh, and that is stainless.
It is stainless
All
clad.
right.
See,
Okay,
like it
those are
says
winners.
stem.
Oh, it does say sten.
Stem. Yeah, stainless.
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 Yeah, yeah.
So it's a stainless clad. So it's really great value and great value for what it is, like hand forged with
Yeah.
stainless clad carbon steel. These
Yeah.
are great value for sure.
Okay.
Really quick, we've got a question from Oween Whittinger. He's asking if we have any knives.
None.
No.
None.
We are totally out of knives.
Yeah, we
Sorry,
just
man,
out.
fresh
Not-
out.
Not any knives at all.
No. We still haven't even talked about our highlights yet.
We do have Wensleydale.
I don't know if it's, well, sorry.
You ever seen Monty Python? Goes to the cheese shop. Do you in fact have any cheese at all? And then he shoots the guy. Bone up on your Monty Python, all right? How are we even having this conversation right now?
So a little comeback of the, of these knives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a,
So
we
for
had
three,
a- we had-
Gin-sen.
We had them, I think, last one, and this is kind of back.
Look at this crazy Damascus. Oh my God. How many layers are there?
So
Look at-
the series is under the Hatsukokoro, but it is the so-called Ginyo series. Forged by and made by the Yaoji-san in the Takefu Knife Village. He is the, he's not an apprentice anymore. He started his own workshop,
oh my God, that's so thin.
and he was,
It's so light.
so he learned all the forging skills from Kitaoka-san. He is the,
Oh, really?
yeah. So he is the single bevel specialist, right?
Yeah.
So as the Yaoji-san. But this guy, Hatsukokoro people, convinced him to do a double bevels. And you know what? First couple batches of the Ginyo, it wasn't that great. Because, the really thing about these single bevel knives, they have such thick spine to it. Right? So he wasn't really used to forging the blade really, really thin. He wasn't really, but as the batch progressed, and yeah, as you notice, this
That is so crazy.
is crazy. Like this is so thin, so light, really well done on the grinding thinness. It's good. This one is fantastic. This is good. It's still a little, thick here, right here. But yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, and this is Ginsan steel,
Yeah,
stainless,
stainless steel. Yeah.
beautiful Damascus patterning, and light and thin. And yeah, like our man Owen's saying, most improved blacksmith award when it comes to making a double bevel.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job here.
He's done such a great job, especially in the last couple batches that I've seen. He's improved so much that I would hope that he doesn't get into trouble with other young blacksmiths. Hey, I thought you were just making single bells and not really stepping into Artos.
It's territorial, that little island.
Yeah, right? No, hopefully not. Something cool.
How are we doing? We're getting through it.
We're getting through it.
Yeah, we've only got a couple more left, and we're booking right through. If you got any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments. And if you're just tuning in, Knifewear Garage Sale is happening May 15th to the 22nd. Not like it's been scrolling across the bottom of the screen the whole time, but just in case you missed it, it's there.
Just listen.
If you're just listening.
Have we got other stuff other than knives that we're...
Yeah, we have those Finex lids. Right there.
Sell them, Mike.
Sell them,
You
Mike.
have a Finex frying pan. It's a frying pan we once sold. They're beautiful. They're lovely. They're not a thing that's a feasible item for us anymore. But we have two 10-inch lids that fit cast iron Finex pans. And I think they're usually $100 for the lid. And we would take $60.
I think Nolan bought one already.
We have one cast iron frying pan lid. And we would take $60 or your best offer. Of iron and you want to turn it into a knife, go for it.
2 slips of White Claw.
Okay, what are these? These are Sasauka. I know that from looking at them. Sasauka single bevels that we used to have. Masakagi had a single bevel line,
that's
and they were
it.
made by Sasauka.
Yeah.
And I love them because they're big and heavy.
And
and if you're slicing sashimi, well, if I'm slicing, you slice sashimi however you want. I love it when it's heavy because you just draw the knife backwards and the weight of the knife just falls through it. It does all the work, and I love the feeling of slicing fish with this kind of knife.
It's
Yeah, okay,
great
so we got
price too,
Was
right?
it 240, 270? 240, 270, 300. They're, between $236 going up to $357 for blue number 2. So really nice edge retention. Not as often to see single bevels in blue steel. Usually they're white steel because it's easier to grind. And look at that, Deba. Oh, dude, these
really
are the
nice.
real deal. These are the real deal. This is what a single bevel knife is like.
It's super thick. This is gonna do a really great job on, like, say, bigger fish, even the sea bream, or even like if we get some like tuna, maybe like smaller. Not like.
Yeah, like something like a black cod,
Yeah.
right? Something like that would be really
That
good.
would do really, really good. It's really well priced as well, so that's something that people like. So we have Sakai Kikumori. We kind of have them sometimes as regular lines, especially like Tomoshibi. This time I like to show off the Tomoshibi because that's one of the better made single bevel knives from the that area. It is forged and sharpened by these two young workers in Tosa. That's one of whom used to work for us.
Oh, Toru.
You're not supposed to say that.
I don't care.
You're not supposed to say that. Anyways, so the those two lines are these lines are fantastic, really well fit and finished, and the we have another reason why I kind of brought this one up is we have a Usuba.
Oh wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm thinking of actually. Well, we're
Is
thinking.
it 210?
Yeah.
That's a big Usuba.
But again, like fit and finish is fantastic. Like polished.
Yeah.
Polished here, polished here. It's really nice and flat. Like you can tell by just looking at the reflection on the blade. It's like really, really well made. So yeah, Usuba, the 210 388. It's great price for what it is. It's I love, like if I were to get, again, you know, like I'm probably gonna get that inexpensive Hado or the O, the Deba myself. But if I were to get the single bevel now, I will probably Yanagi. I'll probably get the this one. If I don't have one, I will probably get the this guy here.
2 knives?
Sure. I do have a Yanagi at home though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you need one for the office. You need one for your car. You never know when you need a Yanagi for your commute to work.
Right.
Okay.
Another thing I wanted to talk about is these guys. I think we may have had them this last one.
Can we do something first?
Yeah.
Q&A.
Oh.
We've got some questions here in the comments. The first one is a fun one from Nublet. Question
From
for the
who?
T, Nublet.
All right, Nublet, let's have it.
He was wondering how many knives are estimated to be in the sale. Naoto, do you have like kind of a ballpark?
742 and a half.
Wow. The half is the 120 millimeter cube toe.
That's right. Yeah. It's
got
not
it.
a real knife. No. It's a half a knife.
I'm not sure. It's like what?
That's a great question, but I would say
Like here, it's just generic kind, right? Because like lots of whatchamacallit, the Tsunehisa knives, it's not like one off, right? We have quite a few of. So if you add everything up, that's a lot of knives.
Do we like hundreds, thousands?
like we're looking at a different like variety. There's at least 100 out right now. So there's probably a couple hundred different to choose from. And then inside of that, there's any number that are 1 or some that are 10 or 20.
Yeah.
But that's pretty rare. It's usually mostly like 5 or 6 of each in that sort of range. So yeah, lots.
A lot.
Yeah.
Many.
Yeah.
At least 100.
Yeah.
At least 100 different things to choose from.
Yeah.
So I hope that's enough.
Yeah.
We'll try to get you more choices.
Yeah.
We also had, also from Nublet, he was wondering if Toru works with Tetsujin. Does Toru work with Tetsujin?
Yeah. They are Tetsujin.
Yes, they are Tetsujin.
Yeah. So it's really hard to say work with because they are Tetsujin.
It's like a duo.
Yeah, it's a duo, 2 people. Yes.
He is the T.
Yeah, he's the Tetsu.
He's the Tetsu in the Tetsu
Jin is the other one. Yeah.
And John May says, do not slice sashimi and drive. No Yanagibas for your car, unfortunately. Sorry about that.
Right. Oh.
John. Wait,
What a
you show up and
buzzkill.
ruin our fun, man.
All right.
Don't drive and slice.
Don't drive and slice. Thank you, Naoto. Quick, get it on a t-shirt.
Don't slice and drive.
Yeah.
That sounds like golfing.
Oh. Everyone's like, oh, what a buzzkill.
Can I eat sashimi and drive?
I don't see why not.
What's a good knife for driving?
Looking at this, we have an okay number of.
Okay. Onwards and upwards.
Curious.
All right,
We've got
last
some
one.
really good stuff. Okay, more questions.
Last one. It's the
hard.
last one.
Okay.
Joycey's asking, tell me why I need a Yusuba that I'll never use.
Well, do you have one? Well, you'll never use it if you never have one. Clearly, if you have one, the chance that you get to use it is significantly higher than you don't have one. Like you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. You know, I can lead you to a Yusuba, you might not use it, but the chances you use it are significantly higher the closer you get to having one. And you never know. It might be the kind of thing that just opens a door in your kitchen to some new style of cooking that you didn't think you would ever do, right? That's one thing that's great about a knife. Getting a new knife isn't just a new shape. It can be a new level of inspiration for you to just get back in your kitchen, try out some new recipes, dig up some cookbooks, find a new technique, and spend more time cooking great food. And if there isn't value in that for you, then I don't know what to say. I think it's the best place to be is in a kitchen, so I certainly have a lot of bias, but.
I think you just sold that shape to a lot of people. All right, moving on.
We've seen these before.
Yes, we've seen these before.
And I like every one of these.
Sakai Kikumori does really good. Like these, especially these days, like done such great job coming up with the really cool shapes and sizes and finishes. I really like this series. First, Kikuzuki Rin series. This is their first, and this is probably one of the first Sakai Nashiji knives. Like, look at how like clear the like very definitive shinogi line, super straight.
So let's just go over shinogi. That's a line that you get, and that is the dividing line between the knife where it's been ground down and beveled, that leads toward the edge. We are often referring to that part as sharpening. So a blacksmith is going to send a knife away, or in some cases they do it themselves, and it's going to look like that the whole way down to the edge. And then it gets ground down to create that. So the line that appears from that grinding is called the shinogi.
Yes. Thank you for clarification.
No problem, that's what I'm here for.
It's fantastic. It's really nice and straight. It is kind of hard. If it's like, this is how it's been hammered out, right? So making this line, because it's usually rough and not as straight, making this straight is very hard.
Well, you have to make the hammering of the knife very even so that you get a very straight line, or else it looks wavy because you have high points and low points.
Exactly.
There we go.
So this got to really, like, this shows great craftsmanship, especially the blacksmith side, as well as the sharpening side too. But the really thin behind the edge and nice tall bevel, not too much exposure along the core steel, nice and thin, and I love the shape. It's got the little cut, like, a little bit angled out right here. White carbon steel, I'm gonna have to double check on this guy here. Ring was white carbon number 2, and no stainless on the outside. So it's rusting, not rusting, oxidization could be an issue. If you are the ones who, if you're one of those people who don't like that even idea of knife rusted, don't go for it. But it's
the thing that I find the best way to manage a knife that's completely carbon steel is to make sure to use it and use it a lot, especially at the beginning. Don't be afraid. Jump right in, use it. And I always think you earn your patina, because at the beginning of the use of a knife, you need to develop that oxide layer, and that comes from use. And that point, you need to make sure you're very attentive to wiping any moisture off of it and drying it. As you develop that patina, you can like slow down a little bit, but don't scrub that patina off. You're gonna just you're fighting an uphill battle that way. But yeah, you gotta earn your patina and use it a lot, and that's the best way to get that patina built up.
But there is always the option to have the stainless steel cladding, like this Sakai Kikumori Asagiri series. Asagiri Morning Fog, it's like really nice foggy finish on here.
It looks like a tank.
Yeah.
It's not a tank.
No.
I just love the shape of it. That square, stout looking shape. Yeah.
Nice bunka shape. It's a little bit taller than actually the Kikuzuki Rin series.
Yeah.
Stainless clad on the outside, so it makes it a little bit easy to take care of. This kasumi, or the polish finish, will remain as like nice and polished like this.
Something I like, I have a couple of knives that are bunka or have that Kiritsuke tip. And this series is nice because one of the downsides of that tip, if the blade is very, very straight, if you do any sort of rocking motion, it's quite easy to stuff your tip of the blade into your cutting board and snap it off. And that's not ideal. So when you've got a little bit of a curve up on the edge, bringing that off the table, when you're chopping, if you do get into a forwards kind of push, chop, rocking motion, that tip doesn't aim down into your cutting board as easily.
So that's this here. So we have like 3 different shapes. This is one of your favorite length lines, right? The Sakai Kikumori Aogami with the stainless clad.
If this ever showed up in a 240, I'd be done.
Super tall blade.
I've already got 6 210s. I have a hard time justifying another one.
210, yeah.
But I mean, I'll tell you what I love about it. It looks like it's the surface of the moon. It's got random sort of placement of the hammer marks, the tsuchime.
Yeah.
Right? It's got this beautiful nishiji. It's got a great bevel to it and it's tall. It's extra tall. It's like a Takeda size blade.
I guess like these are really
the depth of it. The depth of it is what really gets me. And Sky has one. I borrowed it for a while.
Oh, yeah?
And that didn't dampen my enthusiasm whatsoever.
So this
like
is
it's such a great knife.
I love this knife. Yeah, I think I got it a couple of garage sales ago,
Yeah.
and I was like hiding it under other ones
Yeah,
and
this
like
shows
telling
the,
customers, maybe you shouldn't get that one. Like it doesn't really look like what you're looking for. And then I
These are
coveted
not
it for
the
myself.
droids you are looking
Yeah,
for.
basically. But no, it's one of my favorites. It's an absolute workhorse, and I love the extra height on it because then I just use it like a food scoop.
it is
Built-in food scoop.
Yeah, it's like a
right?
little food taxi.
It is definitely the workhorse. It is little like it's not dainty as this say Kikuzuki Rin. It's really thin behind the edge.
Yeah.
This one, the Aogami, is definitely going to be a little bit more.
A little bit.
Yeah,
A little bit less dainty.
A little bit dainty.
Q&A.
All right.
Uncle Greg, we had a garage, we refurbished it, but it just wasn't up to our standards. We were going to have a refurbished garage in the sale this year, but no actual garages for sale.
All right, we've got a bunch of veggie-focused questions right now. First up is Nublet, again. What geometry is better for at-home veggies, convex or flat? He's split between 2 knives.
So when you're talking about this bevel sharpening, always convexity is better than concavity. Couple reasons. The concavity usually means the edge could be too thin, so that it is a little bit more fragile. Convexity, it's like any really well-made knives have even either super close to the straight, but it definitely has a little bit of convexity to it. That's for a bit more strength and also the bit of food release.
Yeah.
You don't want to get really, really big.
If you have a perfectly, flat V-shaped grind, you have a lot of surface area, and then it's going to start to wedge. When you've got more of that hamaguri or a bit of that convex, it's going to start to push the food off the side. Vegetables, especially, right? They're higher moisture content, and their density is kind of the thing you have to deal with. If you want like something concave, really like Naoto's saying, is very thin, very delicate. That's perfect for cutting raw meat, things like that. That you're not, getting into a big repetitive motion, particularly that you're not going to be hammering your blade into the cutting surface. A bit of a convex, definitely that hamaguri kind of grind is going to give you that strength.
Yeah, if you're talking about the convexity or concavity, that's our take on those. And most of Japanese knives, they don't have the big concavity, except a few knife makers. They accidentally make the edge a little bit like the bevel a bit more.
But where was that one? There was something at the beginning that had a really nice, the Hira had a nice cavity to it.
Oh, there are some like I know that has a bit more cavity. That's like this guy here, the this guy, Hatsukokoro.
Which two knives are you split between?
Hatsukokoro AS Kurosagi has a bit of concavity right here and a little, not as thin behind the edge like this guy here. So this may have been more released, but it's not as thin. What were you looking for? Did you find the
I didn't
one?
find it,
Oh,
no.
okay.
While we're waiting on that, we had a similar question
Yeah.
from somebody that just tuned in looking for a knife to cut vegetables and said they had a problem with carrot and zucchini, but I think that kind of feeds right into what we were talking about, the convexity.
That probably more of the edge flatness though.
Yeah.
What kind of problem are we having with carrots and zucchini?
Maybe because the
We will find out.
Yeah.
I would
give us-
assume it's like a wedgie thing. That usually
Yeah,
tends to
that's
be
that
the issue.
wedging thing that feels like it's cracking, and you're getting feels more like you're cutting with an axe
sure.
than
It's
a
not my
knife.
rating.
Then you've definitely got a bigger convexity, and
Awesome.
and I'm wondering what knife you're using now, and if it would be a Japanese one. But generally, a nice thin vegetable knife will eliminate that. A taller, longer tapered bevel versus a shorter, fatter taper, something like those old school Takedas, I find have a tendency to do that wedging and cracking because the bevel is so short. It's like abrupt, I guess, in a way. Whereas if you've got a longer taper, then the knife seems to slide through things a little bit smoother. Like Sugimori is a knife that we've had for a long time, made by Tojiro, that is not in the garage sale, but I think is a fantastic example of a knife like that. It's very thick, not very thick, but it's got a relatively thick spine, but such a tall bevel. You get into cutting something like a squash, it's incredible because it slides into that squash, it bites into it, and you get the knife in almost 3/4 of an inch before the width of the blade starts to come into play. And I find when you do, you don't get that cracking, but it just drifts right through the food.
Awesome. I think we've got one more follow-up with Nublet. We've got a couple more questions coming through, but I think after this one we'll save it for the next Q&A so we can
let's do the
keep busting
questions.
through.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So the two knives that Nublet was between was, he said Nakagawa wide versus Nakagawa plus Myojin. Do you know which ones those are specifically?
Yeah.
Cool.
So which one? Nakagawa.
He said wide versus Nakagawa plus Myojin. I'm not sure what wide would be.
I think white bevel maybe.
Yeah.
So those two we have them as a Hatsukokoro Nakagawa with Shinogi,
Right.
or
yes.
the Nakagawa
Where are they?
with Myojin.
Yep.
So both are under Nakagawa-san. One has a Hatsukokoro branding on them. Definitely Hatsukokoro on the Myojin grind is so much thinner. The Myojin-san doesn't have the defined bevel, so it makes it really nice and a smooth, even grind.
thank you.
So if you're going to cut into something, if you're gonna cut into something like whatchamacallit, the squash and the carrots and stuff, this will definitely get much nicer. I don't know if that
I don't think you'll have a problem cutting anything with either of these.
No, but this will definitely.
Yeah, there's
do better, though.
definitely a bit of a cavity here in that high ridge along there, but again, there is some depth to this. Your blade's quite thin up until about, I'd say, halfway up this bevel, and it's not going to start splitting apart any food until you start to travel up towards this ridge here. This one's a much more continuous taper.
And I think he
Get-
grinds a
get
little bit
both.
more.
Tell us.
The answer is usually both when it comes down to two.
When in doubt, just get both.
He says, thanks for the help, and you're very welcome.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you for asking questions like that. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the things that we're really good at trying to help people do, and that's one of the reasons why we're here.
Absolutely. Should we do maybe the next pile, and then we can go back to some questions?
So we're gonna do some saji and go back to the questions. Okay, we have saji knives occasionally for the
Thank you.
garage sales. This time we have those selections. We have,
What a cool shape this guy is, hey? Real pointy. It's like a Hanasuki. I don't think it's a Hanasuki. Very thin.
R2 with really nice Damascus finish with the acid etching finish. Mm-hmm. It's got a little bit more meat to it too, though, right? Compared to the some other knife makers in the area. I love like those knife makers. Blacksmith have their own style, I guess. You know, because Saji has such a big such a background on the hunting knives and those knives. He tend to leave it a little bit more thicker.
Yeah, he sure does. Yeah.
Yeah, but this one here definitely has a bit. But he also loves to try something new, like these guys. So it's this color Damascus or the rainbow Damascus. We have these guys here. That is a so Aogami number 2 in the core. It's actually not that Aogami. Very similar steel.
Oh yeah, what is it?
It's I think VSV something. V silver.
Okay.
It is very similar steel made by Takefu Special Steel.
All right. So he's not just changing up the way the knife looks, but he's also trying to play with some different steel.
It is the same steel. But they haven't. But it's not a secret. But he uses the Aogami term because it's a little bit easier to understand for people who.
But it's made by a different.
Exactly.
Aogami is properly made by a different company.
Yeah, exactly.
He's getting the version of Aogami
Similar.
from Takefu Steelworks.
Yeah. Basically similar in the composition in terms of the chemical elements and stuff, right? So he goes it. Anyway, these are VG10. Now, VG10 Damascus with brass and copper folded into it. This is hard to show on the camera because it's just like super nicely polished. Patina. Yes, so it's got
you can
some
see it, it's
gold
gorgeous.
and colored copper, VG10, so it's not gonna patina or anything. This the Aogami one here outside is all stainless steel. Copper may change the color, but brass won't. But the edge can patina, right?
All right.
But the other one.
So it's copper, brass, and Aogami Super. Is that right?
Aogami number 2.
Aogami number 2. There you go.
These are really nice and thin though. Like this one in particular, VG10 series is like really nice and thin. The patterning is a little bit more intricate than the other one.
Cool. Why don't you hit us with another question?
Wow, it's showing like very slowly.
Okay, let me scrub back here a little bit. A little while ago, our friend Andrew was asking us what a best first-time Yanagiba would be.
I would go for Tomoshibi myself.
Yeah.
Because the we have
Right here.
Oh, they're right here. Sakai Kikumori brand, Tomoshibi line. For how well it's made, well-made Yanagiba, what makes it really different is that how easy to resharpen and how long it will keep the same shape. So that's 327 for this Tomoshibi Yanagiba. If you're looking for a little less expensive, the Sasaoka-san's the Aogami Yanagiba is pretty good as well. I found again the fin and finish definitely the Tomoshibi has an advantage because of the bevel grind, flat the ura and everything, and all that kind of take that in consideration. I like the Tomoshibi better, but
I think when you're looking at Yanagiba and it's your first one, I mean, it depends on how many you think you're going to get through in a lifetime, but you could very likely just get one and have it as your Yanagiba forever.
Yeah.
I would consider it as a lifetime kind of a purchase. You could certainly start with one and get a different size and scale up and find something a little bit more refined, but you could also just buy a really good one from the get-go and then be happy with it forever.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I have at home, like one yanagi. Oh no, I actually have 3. 'Cause I inherited 2 from my grandfather.
Yeah, well, that's a little bit different.
That's a different story.
Not a lot of us inheriting yanagi, but from our grandfathers. Okay, I hope that helped. Buy the best one you can afford and own it forever. I think that's my best advice for you.
All right, what's up next?
Knives?
Knives.
Would you guys think we should talk about knives?
Or the
I would
garage
say
sale?
knives,
How
yeah.
about knives?
Just the
for
sharp
change of
ones
pace?
though.
Knives.
Knives. Let's talk about knives this time.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about knives for a little while. I'm thinking knives. But you know what? We are talking about knives, and knives that we sell at this thing that we do every year called the garage sale. There are no garages, and it doesn't take place in a garage. And a garage sale is kind of a euphemism, and it's not really like a garage sale either. There's no old frying pans. You're not going to buy my old set of Archie comic books or anything this time. There isn't any old camping gear, whatever. We've got kitchen knives. We've got a couple of things that are scratch and dent and refurbished. Those go really quickly. Put them in your cart, buy them right away, come back and buy other stuff. If there's something you're really dead set on getting, don't wait. Put it in your cart. It doesn't reserve it for you. Now, we are open in store at 10 a.m. in Calgary, Edmonton, Ottawa, and Vancouver. Local time. Go there. But if you really want to hunt down some great stuff, buy it online. First thing, we go live 8 a.m. Mountain Time on Monday. That's Monday the 15th, and we will continue going live all the way through until Monday the 22nd. We'll end at the end of day on the 22nd. So we've got an 8th bonus day. And you know what? It's a really good time to buy gifts and treats for people. You may be going to see someone this summer on a vacation. You want to take them something nice. Someone's getting married. You want to buy them a great gift. Get them a knife. Let me tell you, we see people come to the store that have received Japanese kitchen knives as their wedding present. They're coming back to get it sharpened, or they're going to add to their collection because they are obviously converts. And they very often will say things like, this was the best present we got at our entire wedding, and we got a car. You know, like, people really appreciate getting these, especially if they don't know much about it. So, great time to buy gifts.
All right, real quick.
Real quick.
We had a couple of questions about the retired demos, gently used and refurbished knives. If you go on the website, you can just Google any of those in our search bar. And Mason's just yawning behind me. You can look up any of them. We did indeed show them off on stream. And we did show them off already, but you can find them on our website. There should be photos up now. So.
I've been rumbled.
You've been rumbled. All right,
That was
back
my
to you.
favorite part of the whole video.
Great part of the
Yep.
video.
Refurbished knives. It's one
Yep.
product. There is a drop-down menu.
And I think it may
Sort
not
them
be
that way. It's
it may not be visible right now because we have the program that.
right.
I
But you can see
them.
the pictures.
You can see them?
Yeah,
We're
I
good.
can see the pictures.
You
You,
can
can't
see the
buy them
pictures.
yet because the sale's not live, but they are there. You can check them out a little bit. I think there's a couple more that we'll add up to the sale. We were also looking at whale knives. We were also looking at whale knives. Do we have any of those?
Oh yeah, there should
I don't
be.
think I set any out on the table, but
Yeah, it should be sitting in the.
but we do have many.
It's in the bottom of the. To the left, to the bottom. Yeah.
I'm sick of talking
Please.
about knives.
Please.
I want to talk about other fun
Mike
stuff.
is done.
Don't.
We got some other fun stuff to talk about that's here for the garage sale. First of all, Hario, which makes really awesome stuff for
they
coffee, but also just makes really well-built things. We've got the Hario Spice Mill. I'm a fan of these. It's a ceramic grinder, and it's a jar that's measured. It's a 120 mil jar. You can definitely get a bunch of nice spices in there. Fill it from the top and screw the cap back on. When you grind stuff with ceramic, it's weird, but there's like more flavor that comes out of it somehow. That's what I've
I
noticed.
like the
but-
style. I like the design on it.
Yeah, it's nice and compact.
Yeah.
Okay, I got two more things to show you. One, so we've always had these really awesome honing rods that are ceramic. They call them unbreakable. That's not terribly true, but what it is a tube of ceramic, not a solid stick of ceramic. originally when we first started seeing ceramic honing rods, they were a solid stick of ceramic. It would hit the floor, shatter, and it was over. These can hit the floor and they don't break. They're a little bit better that way. But we've always had the round one. And we have just started to get the oval one. And what's the difference? Well, when it's oval, your knife will actually touch a little bit wider surface area, effectively making it faster. However, the thing that I like about it is this edge of the oval fits inside of serrations. Yeah, it depends on the size of the serration. They're really, if it's a really fine serration on a pocket knife, not so much. Like the Spyderco, there's like on Spyderco, there's sort of two widths. It fits in the wider one, but for most bread knives, it fits in. It's not going to fit in your Tojiro, little tight little ones. But it's nice to have something to hone a bread knife. And it's just wider. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah, I found I was using it, and it does definitely touches more surface area as you hone them.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's grabbing it a little bit more than the just oval one.
Yeah, it is nice. Yeah. Now we also have charcoal. We don't have one open, but listen, we've for a long time been carrying Japanese cornrows, these Japanese barbecues. They're excellent. They're great for doing yakitori, but just sort of really great, clean charcoal. And then we started getting charcoal made for us. This is Ogatan. We've had that for a while, and it's a compressed little log of fruit woods that do burn quite hot and really nice and evenly. But we're also now getting something we called shirozumi.
Yeah.
As you might know, the Japanese charcoal that we've been getting from Kishu,
Bichodan.
called Binchotan. Thank you. I was gapping on the word. Binchotan's amazing, and it comes from an oak tree that grows very slowly, so you get very dense wood. You get very dense charcoal. It burns very, very, very long time, about 700 degrees. Very consistent. It's very expensive. And it's very hard to come by. It's not the most sustainable thing. So this shirozumi is made out of eucalyptus, and we're finding that it gives us a lot of the same effect as bincho. It doesn't last quite as long. The infrared part of it's not quite as deep, but it works really well, and it's a little bit better price.
Yeah, this work we're using it the other day, and it works fantastic. It's also the same kind of technique as the binchotans are made. It's
Yeah.
Shirozumi means the white charcoal. I'm kind of cut in half, I guess. Like
We got split screen.
Yeah.
Sure, keep going. Shirozumi.
Shirozumi, white charcoal. So what they do is that they, after they taking those charcoals out from the kiln, they put the ashes on top. That's where the white charcoal thing comes. The name comes from. So a lot of like regular charcoals, they let it cool down in the kiln. For the white charcoals, they burn it red hot. To purify the carbon content inside the charcoal, then they take it out like that. That's why it's like.
And they quench it.
No.
Like they cool it down faster.
They cool it down slower.
Oh, okay.
But not as fast. But it's like annealing process for the kitchen knives. You heat it up and put in like ashes.
Can you tell me how much this box is? 60 buckaroonies.
Small Canadian buckaroos.
60 tiny wee Canadian buckaroonies, not real American buckaroos.
In the name of our Lord and Savior, Kevin.
For 5 kilos.
Weird.
That's. Unfortunately, we can't ship any of the charcoal stuff to the U.S. Because of all the. It's sometimes they're dangerous goods, or
Sure.
So unfortunately, that's not something that we could do to the United States.
Well,
but
we won't start them on fire before we ship them.
I know, but
Right.
That
What
seems
do
a
they
little
think?
problematic.
some of those people don't like it.
What's the shipping like in Canada? Is it still same deal that we always do?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you're spending over $100, don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Yep.
Buy a knife with it. Throw it in.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
But yeah, that's that. We have so the Monday marathon. We call it the Livestream marathon. We have several programs. What are you doing on that day?
Oh boy, what am I doing? I forget. I was told the other day. What in the live stream? What are the little segments we run in the live stream?
Mike is well prepared to give us 3 separate demos. He's going to be telling us all about his top 5 favorite pocket knives.
Yeah.
I think that one's at 10:15. There's one before that at 9:15. He's going to be telling us all about axes and how cool they are. We've got a couple on a card over there. And then at 11:15, Mike is going to be running through how to season your carbon steel pans.
Oh, there you
Which is
go.
something that I'm really bad at, even though I've had mine for a year and continue to use it, but it just never seems
I have
to
a
get
great
easier
technique.
for me.
I will tell you on Monday.
Yeah?
That's great.
You're going to make me wait?
I will.
That's rude.
Yeah.
Cold.
And I'll be doing some very Japanese spring theme cooking slash a fish filleting demo.
That's cool.
So I was talking to my wife and said,
Are you slashing it or are you filleting it?
I'm filleting it. So I was like asking my wife about, what is really the, spring-ish dish in Japan. And we came up with those like things like, fiddleheads or those like, some buds and stuff.
Mushrooms.
Yeah, no, mushrooms in the fall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Japan.
All right.
Yeah. But those like things that we came up with, like, I can't really, well, you could get fiddleheads, but you can't. So my wife was like, how about taimeshi, which means the rice cooked with the sea bream.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, that's perfect.
Yeah, I hope you're making a lot.
Yeah, it's just enough for, to go around. But,
Okay, good.
Because I'm going to use, what I'm going to use? So, deba to fillet the sea bream. Fish scaler, right? To take scale off. Fish tweezer we have to take the bones off. And we have donabe to cook rice in.
Oh, donabe rice.
Yes.
Okay, I'm excited.
So, I'm going
already
to show
hungry.
you how to do that kind of stuff. And it is in the afternoon, right? I think the filleting comes probably around noonish if you're going to tune back in. And the actual cooking is going to be like 2 o'clock or something like that.
Yes, the filleting demo will be at 12:15, and the Japanese springtime cooking is going to be at 1:15, and then it's going to go in my belly.
Japanese springtime cooking.
Yeah.
That's what we have it slotted as, but really it's just Naoto's going to cook for us, and
No,
we're going to say thank
apparently
you.
that's really the taimeshi. Apparently it's the spring, because the sea bream is the. Each fish has its season, right? The sea bream is in the spring fish.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm excited.
I know
always
this
like
because of
eating your
Animal
food, so.
Crossing.
What do we got now? We got some knives.
Okay, back in knives. So, again, this is not the first time we're getting those back in. Like we have them for a little while. It's hard to come by, but the Doi-san, the Itsudoi, I had to find them
Ooh.
from the back. So,
The Homura.
yeah, Homura. Homura Guren. The red hot Guren.
What a cool Nakiri. It's like got a great rocker, but then it's got this, it's like shallower at the heel. When you rock with this thing, it feels like it's gonna go overboard.
It looks
It's
almost
so
like
cool.
a hatchet type of a shape to it.
Yeah, it does actually, like a nata.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but it is such great, like it's really nice weight to it. It's thin, not too thin. It's got a nice convexity when you're cutting into the it's not the best knife to cut the squash with. It's a little bit thicker than the other knives that
Okay,
you can think of, but it is going to be a great veggie, like green onions.
Yeah,
and
you know,
stuff.
it kind of looks almost like that lettuce knife if you sharpen the tip of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have petty and stuff like that. We also have the Homura, the Kogetsu that's like nice and thin. Again, Doi-san's getting really nice. And like he is the single bevel guy, right? So he makes really good single bevels, but he's been forging double bevel really good. His one of the apprentice, he is taking more role into doing the stuff, and
we have a Kogetsu in the refurbished section.
I think there's one that's sitting in the Ottawa store though.
Okay, yeah. So it's in the Ottawa store. So if you're in Ottawa, get there on Monday morning and snag that guy.
Yeah.
And if no one snags it, it'll come back on the website
Yeah.
at 6 or 7. I mean, it would be crazy.
Yeah.
But
This
come back and check out the website because you never know.
It's true.
You never know. You might find something really amazing in that evening.
Was someone asking for the whale knife? Was someone asking for the whale knife?
Yes.
There it is.
I love it.
We got a whale knife.
Whale knife
They
friend,
never
wherever
stop
you've
moving
been.
those whale knives.
I think that
What do
was
you do with
Aaron,
this
maybe.
whale knife?
This is
Cut stuff. It's like a crafts knife. It's
Yeah, it's
fun
like
for
craft
kids.
knife, yeah.
You could cut some food with it.
we have 4 different shapes. You know, like
Yeah.
mink whale, sperm whale, something.
Beluga whale? No, I don't.
Nope.
I don't know my whales that well. They're very
You know-
fun.
Pretty fun.
Steak knives.
But this is fun.
Okay. This is this the have we? Oh my goodness, we've gone through a massive pile of knives today. All
So-
right, we're coming down to the end here.
We're on the home stretch.
We're on the
So-
home stretch. Let's take a look. See.
So, this is fun. The Yukurosaki san has been making knives for quite a while now. You know, he's a good friend of ours. He is still a maker behind the Masakage Shimo, right? Mm-hmm. And we've been good friends since he was working under the Kato-san, Hiroshi Kato-san. And Shimo was his first knife.
Yeah.
That's basically the kind of a sign or the
Yeah, it's like
he puts
the
his
first
name
thing he
on.
was truly responsible for.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? And he took off from there, started doing a lot of new projects and doing some new stuff. And, his signature, I guess, like lots of, tsuchime or the hammer patterns like Shizuku, Fujin, Raijin, Senko, and all that kind of stuff. So pretty cool. He had this line called Gecko that had the Hap40 in it. This is his new take on the Kurosaki Gecko, which is the so a little bit different look. The regular Gecko didn't have this clear line, the bevel line like this. This one here is made with so-called the VG Zeos, X EOS, X.
All right. So is this a type of steel?
It's a type of steel. It's the newest type of steel that Takefu Knife Village, Takefu Special Steel came up with. What it is lots of secrets. They don't tell you much about them. If you go to the website, it doesn't really tell you like what they're made of.
So why do we want it?
One, it's super cool, and what they say on the story, hey, Sky, can you pull out the what the Takefu Knife Special Steel is say about this steel?
Like on the internet?
It's on our sheet.
Oh, okay.
The
Yes, I can. One moment.
I really like this little way he drops the blade down from the spine, from the tang here. So what you're doing is you're making the knife taller without making the knife taller. You're making your hand positioned up higher, and he does it in a way that it still feels natural. I think if you did it too much, if you went too high up, the knife would start to feel like it wasn't balanced, or it would be twisting underneath your hand a little bit. But he's kind of done just enough of it. It makes the knife look really cool too.
Okay, I found the information about it. Do you want me to read this?
yes,
Do it.
please.
Let's do it.
Okay. So regarding VG Zeos, with changes in hygiene awareness and further diversification of dietary habits, cutlery is required to not only be sharp, but also to be rust resistant and tenacious, with high levels of contradictory characteristics such as hardness, strength, and corrosion resistance. We have developed a new grade of steel for blades that combines high corrosion resistance and high hardness at a high dimension, which has been difficult to achieve in the past with a fine microstructure created by a special melting method that improves wear resistance, strength, and quenching properties. So what does that mean?
So basically, what
Words. Lots of words there.
what
I
I
love a tenacious steel.
what I gather from that, VG10 stainless steel has been really a type of steel that never rusted, but they still thought that still has the potential of rusting issues. So the corrosion resistance, they've increased from the text that I just put that on the
Do you think they're trying to say you can put it in the dishwasher?
They better not be.
or the diver knives maybe.
Oh yeah, it could be good for that. Yeah.
But yeah,
Sea in the ocean.
yeah. Say yeah. Let's put that wording into the Chat GPT and say what they say anyway.
Yeah, summarize it. ChatGPT WTF.
Anyways, what I gather from what they say is that they have better corrosion resistance, so probably has more chromium than the VG10 series does, as well as the hardness, so the it's harder, keeps the edge a little bit longer. Not quite sure about the
The grindability is
Exactly.
a question for me
Yeah,
all the
the-
time.
yeah.
Yeah. Because that's something that I find is a thing that'll get you. You get super powered steel that is really good at holding the edge, but if you ever chip it, it's rare to chip it, but if you ever do chip it, it is really difficult to get that edge back or to grind it back into
Right.
that shape without some real power tools.
But you know what? We have a faith to the Kurosaki-san as well as Takefu Special Steel. They come up with like a lot of cool stuff, right, and good stuff.
Oh yeah, their
And-
stuff is amazing.
And they have been doing it quite a while too. Like I've seen the VG10W,
With the tungsten.
in it, yeah, and things like that. So and
And they made cobalt. Wasn't it cobalt steel?
the VG10 has a cobalt in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, they are coming up with a lot of different steels. I heard rumors from the people who just recently visited the Takefu Special Steel. Two people from
You heard rumors? What rumors did
Rumors.
you hear?
One of the people, like some people are trying to develop new steels that it is stainless but sharpens like carbon or something. I don't know if it-
Yeah, right.
It'd be really interesting to see. But we have a full range of the Geos series, and I'm excited. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm keen
Yeah.
to try one of these out.
Yeah.
Always interested to sharpen the things like this
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
Got a couple of
Stay
questions.
Yes.
Aaron was just double checking, and the steel is called VG Zeos. I just put it in the chat. And David noticed that the shape of the Gyuto and actually all of the spines on this line is a little bit, it's got that little curvature in it. He was wondering what the reasoning is behind that.
makes the knife taller by lifting your hand up further.
And also
More
looks
knuckle
kick-ass.
clearance.
So it's kind of an ergonomics thing, as opposed to making the whole blade deeper so that you can get your hand further off the cutting board. He just brings the handle up higher.
He's been using this template for a little while though. The the new Kurosaki Senko A series have the very similar dip to it.
Yeah.
While we're doing a little bit of Q&A,
But also
before
looks
our-
kick-ass. I think that's
it does look really
yeah.
cool.
I think that's what real main reason behind Kurosaki is like that's so cool.
Before our little grand finale there, Trevor was asking if we'll ever get to see the Arcos cleavers go on sale.
Yeah, we've never done it before.
Yeah, we never done it before.
Yeah, we just we generally just float the Arcos through as a great option for folks that need a big beefy cleaver. It's not something that we ever really put a lot of markup on. So I mean, like,
Yeah. It's already super affordable. It's a
yeah,
great
the
knife.
prices are pretty great on those.
Cool.
That's a great question.
Yeah. Awesome. Moving right along.
I'm sorry we don't have a great answer.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Oh, okay.
We're on YouTube now.
Well, the grand finale. I think we can just we don't have to talk too much about these guys, but these.
I'm glad you're here, Mason. Yeah. Captain Obvious.
Well, I think someone probably have seen them on the background.
These knives, what's the deal? They only wrap them in paper?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they even put them in a box?
What are those? Are they something we're
Arcos.
raffling
Yeah.
They
or?
look like Arcos cleavers.
In the past couple times, we've done the ruffles. You know, the people put their name on and get the, you know, you get a certain number of time, like hours to buy whatever. This time we have Tinker, Mini Tank, and we have Tinker Tank. And part of the garage sale fun, we'll put that on the sale at 8 a.m. when we start the garage sale.
Why not add to the chaos? Why not add to the absolute chaos that is the first minutes of the garage sale by dropping one mini tank and one regular tank?
Yeah, the
Guys are sadists.
That's fun as hell.
Yeah, that is super fun.
the
These are such great knives. They're so hard to come by. There's so few made. They're a little bit ridiculous to make a knife this big this way,
Yeah.
but oh man, I've had the fortune of using one. They're really cool. They're so unique. And then I think there's probably a few people on the stream that even have them.
yeah. So I know it's the
You're so excited, Mike.
I know this is crazy, but this one for the garage sale, because we just got them for this timing, we were like, let's just
do it.
do it. If we get this one in different time, like say in summer, we may have just done it the raffle again, but it just
GB
has
is asking what the dates are on these guys.
okay. So mini is 28th March 2023. One of one.
New.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now this one is March 23rd, 2023, and it's 3 of 4.
They're just little baby knives. They're
Yes.
brand new.
They're barely done annealing.
So we'll announce them because our marathon live stream will start like right before 8 a.m. Mountain Time on May 15th. And we will announce it on our live stream the moment that goes on live.
That's going to be so crazy.
I know.
That's going to be quite a Monday.
I'm very,
Yeah.
and I'm scared, but
I hope the winner's in the chat.
Yeah, me too. I hope you know what's coming and you get loaded up and you get your credit card information saved on the page like you're
yeah.
buying tickets to a
Taylor Swift.
Anne Murray show.
Yes.
All right, my friends,
Snowbirds.
we are opening the floor. We have fully unboxed the Knifewear Spring Garage Sale. If you have any more questions for us, we're about to head out here. So pop all your questions in the chat and we'll get to what we can and then
Yes.
we'll see you on Monday. But we'll just hang out here a little bit longer.
A little bit longer. But yes, it's exciting. I'm going to actually,
All right, we got one from Steven.
yes.
Wanting to see the box end labels who are challenged spelling the names that we hear phonetically. Not sure what that means.
Time to show
If
the
they're trying to
box.
search for it.
Oh,
and
yes.
Labels food challenge.
Yeah, Steven, which one are you looking for? Let us know.
Well, I think that might be hard because he's having a hard time spelling it.
Give us a call.
We'll come back to Steven.
Right.
Next up is
Right.
CG. He's wondering what the limited knives are going to the stores. Naoto, do you have any that are like extra special that are heading out that way?
Lots of actually fancy handle knives like Nigara. We'd explained the some of the bowling pin type of handles. They're going in stores. We have very fraction of like the one that we saw. It has number 5, and we're missing 1 to 4.
Right.
So we have lots of knives that going into the stores. Those especially knives that are one of a kind for sure. true one of a kind of stays like not true. Like for example, Shuji Toyama, we only get one. Because
Where is that? Here?
It's here. Because people don't really know too much about. Because they don't get to speak about the Toyama-san. So we kept them. But they have quite a few unique knives there as well. Some Nakagawa, I see some Tetsujin went there as well. Went to some stores. Tetsujin Sujihiki.
Yep.
So I'm sure some Nakagawa Myojin sharpened ones went there as well. Yeah, and some exciting news. Well, aside the garage sale, we are opening a store in Toronto.
We're what?
What? Yeah, no.
There's a store in Toronto.
Oh, that's weird.
Not yet.
Have we talked
yet.
about that?
Not yet. June 1st.
Oh, June. Yeah.
June.
Did
We'll
I
have a
say
store in
what?
Toronto
Did I
in
say
June.
what?
And
June
you know
1st.
what? It's underway. It's getting built. It's
Yeah.
going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be super exciting.
And we're planning doing the grand opening. You know, we open the door. But Moritaka family, two of the workers, well, not the workers. It's really hard to say. The Takuzo Moritaka-san, he's a head blacksmith at the Moritaka's, and his son are coming to visit us. So we're gonna do the party. We'll ask Moritaka-san to do a little bit of, talk and chat and stuff. You know how the knives are made.
Yep.
We're hoping to have the forge set up so that they can show us how to do the little bit of a forging demonstration.
Yeah, we're trying to line up a forge. If anyone's sitting watching this who happens to be in Toronto and happens to know someone who's got a forge, like we want to know that so we can get this set up. So anyone has any thoughts about that, you can email us directly to hello@knifewear.com. If you have any other questions between now and Monday, you can email us there. Hopefully we can get to you. And we look forward to seeing you on Monday. It's going to be a fun little bonanza. Naoto and I and the team here. And we're going to garage sale it up with you all day on Monday.
Yeah.
All right. Nublet was asking, what knife would each of you Knifewear guys buy if you could at 8 a.m.? Mine would be the Hatsuko
8 a.m.
Goroseomon.
8 a.m.
That one with the funky cladding that got polished just a little bit too much. It looks like clouds. Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have like $1,100 that I want to throw in the trash right now, though, so.
If
You watch your mouth.
I know.
If
Throw in the trash?
Not, I'm sorry,
Come
not in
on.
the trash. Investing in a beautiful wall collection piece.
If I don't have any limitation
Yeah.
on budgets and everything, I'll grab the Nakagawa Aoichi with Myojin sharpened one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
think
pretty high
this,
on my list, too.
the Fujin 300 Gyuto would be
Oh,
something
yeah.
that I would get. Because frankly, I've been looking for a 300 Gyuto. I still cut steaks at home on a semi-regular basis, and I just want a giant Gyuto to do that job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aaron
yeah.
is asking, what's a Toronto? As
It's-
far as I know, it's a city in Canada, but I can't confirm that.
It's a city in where? Canada?
Canada.
But one thing I want to actually kind of hint people out is that the grand opening, we want to make it something special. So there may be some special,
Maybe.
maybe some special knives coming.
Oh. Naoto, you have tricks up your sleeve all the time.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. We are plotting something in Toronto.
Monday, May 15th
Yeah.
to Monday, May 22nd, Garage Sale-orama here at Knifewear. You can find us in store, opening the stores 10 a.m. until 6 p.m., late on Thursday till 8 p.m. Edmonton, Ottawa, Calgary, and Vancouver. Online 24/7, but the garage sale kicks off at 8 a.m. Mountain Time. So do we here on YouTube TV, YouTube Live. What do we call this?
Whatever you want.
Knifewear TV?
YouTube EV.
I think officially
Perfect.
our like handle is Knifewear Knives because somebody else got Knifewear, so
Oh.
No, we
Yeah.
got Knifewear. We just don't have the password, and they won't give it to us.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there will be links everywhere. If you are anywhere on the website or our social medias, there will be links to everything. We're going to be starting at about 7:40 on Monday morning, just so we can get there a little bit early and talk to everybody and make sure that you know how to get the knife that you want and where we're going to be. Yeah, and then
And
sale goes
it's
live
more than
8
just
a.m.
us selling knives on Monday. We've expanded the programming, and we have fun things. We're going to do some talks about other types of stuff. Now it's just going to do some cooking. We'll try and entertain you all day long while you're sitting at home, working from home, doing your job. Just leave us on the other screen.
Whoever's calling us right now, we're not answering.
Yeah, 5:40 on a Friday? I don't think so. All right, we will see you on Monday, folks. Thank you all for tuning in. This was a great live stream. We'll see
Super.
you then.
Thanks,
Super.
everybody.
Thank you.
Happy Friday.
Once I figure out how to turn this off. There we go.
We're out.